Years ago, the world we knew ended. Portals to strange dimensions, giant monsters roaming the land, an alien fleet fighting humanity to a standstill. A lot happened in the past few years, but humanity held. Even in a rewritten world, they still make their way down these roads, doing their best, persevering through it all. Hello, folks. To anyone who's just tuning in, welcome to the last game of our anniversary stream here at Roll Plus Bond. It is our 5th anniversary stream. For those who don't know, we're a community that primarily started from the Friends at the Table fan Discord, came together to play a bunch of games with a bunch of like-minded folks, and well, it's been years since, and we're still here. We've met some new folks along the way, and it's been a wonderful time. This year, the stream is raising money in support for medical aid for Palestinians. Medical aid for Palestinians has been working for the health and dignity of Palestinians living under occupation as refugees for nearly 40 years. They work in regional offices in Palestinian cities of Ramallah, East Jerusalem, and Gaza City, in occupied Palestine. They address a variety of healthcare issues and are working hard in times of humanitarian crisis, and we're very proud to support them. You can donate at donate.rollplusbond.com. And that should take you to the Tiltify, throw in what you can. Every little helps. And we're working our way up to our goal of £5,000. Hopefully we'll hit it in the next 4 hours. The game we're playing tonight to close off the stream is a game called Apocalypse Roadtrip by Mynar Lenahan. This is a game of, this is a Fortune Dark game about, well, normal people finding their way after the world has ended. Specifically, it is a hack of the tremendous and innovative As the Sun Forever Sets. That game is based on H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, so it is about the Martian invasion. This game takes the kind of premise of ordinary people traveling through like a hex crawl or so to like the modern day, navigating their way past roaming kaiju, military bombings, otherworldly wildlife, UFO fleets, and other survivors, friendly and not. The characters work hard to achieve their goals and ultimately make some big changes in their world. So we're all doing our best here. Who are the people doing their best? Well, this table doing their all. So let's introduce ourselves. I guess I'll start because I've been yapping and I did not say what my name is. Hi, you can call me Zero. I use he him pronouns. I have a more professional name out and about. I should stop using that, but hey, started calling myself Zero in this community. I'm probably gonna keep doing it for a while. Let's go. Yeah, let's go in the order we have here in the presentation. So let's move on to our next player. Coffee, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Well, hey, my name is Coffee. I use they, them pronouns. And you can find me everywhere that matters at Coffee Beans. And today I'll be playing for your leisure and pleasure. In the grand tradition of 70s anime, I've stolen a name from Star Wars and repurposed it. I am playing Jocasta Mew. Pronouns they, her. Most people call her Jo. The way the system works, you don't really have actions, you just have associated skills. So my skills are USF biologist, or rather xenobiologist, stubborn, and killer. I'm a former member of the alien fleet. I am not very nice, but we'll see how I get along with my fellow players. In addition, all of the art that you're going to be seeing today, including the lovely, lovely character art, that should be on screen, was created by me, and also some public domain images. I also put together the beginning graphic. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here today. Let me throw it down to the next person in the list.
Hello. My name is Anthony, also known as Full Link on here and everywhere else on socials. And yeah, no, I'm he/him pronouns, and yep, have absolutely nothing to shill. So instead, what you should be doing after this game or during this game, because I mean, you can multitask, is go find the games on itch that have been played today, especially the ones made by people within Roll Plus Bond, and if you have the time and effort, take a look, see if there's something that you would want to do as well. Obviously, in addition, we are raising money, so like was previously mentioned, right, also you can donate. And the last thing I wanted to plug before going into my character is that this year we have merch. So, if you have the opportunity and have the financial capability, you are able to buy a T-shirt or long sleeve or short sleeve. Based, it's through Bonfire, and you can find the link either in the chat that I just posted, or if you're listening, you can go to the Roll Plus Bond website in the next couple days. I believe they're still on sale, but yeah. So now today I will be playing Vincent Fisher. He/him pronouns. He is a local who has been kind of just caught up in the middle of what's been going on, just trying to keep everyone together. He is a 6'1", mid-20s. He's buff, but not like Top Gun volleyball buff. And his beard hides baby face. Now, his skills are driving, smiling, and surviving. And on to the next person.
All right. My name is Nicole. I use she, her pronouns. I don't have any socials to plug or anything like that, so I'll jump straight into my character. My character's name is Lisa and uses she, her pronouns. I was thinking of her of kind of like a Dr. Sattler character from Jurassic Park. She's 5'8". She used to be the operations manager of the ski lodge resort, but some things happened and she is not that anymore. And since then, she has been working with the other folks at the ski lodge to scavenge supplies. Her skills are organizer, language learner, and pacifist.
Hell yeah. I love all these characters. I'm rooting for them. And and yeah, they're gonna they're gonna have a good time today. So we had a chat before the stream a bit about kind of like the world that we're in, and we were kind of like all agreed that like it's the what kind of like flavor we were gonna like of the apocalypse. We're kind of like focus on, and we all kind of like went with giant monsters, kaiju specifically. Are kind of like what we'll be seeing here today, and we're gonna be dealing with so just to at least kind of like lay out kind of like part of what we talked about. Sorry, I just put my thumb in my coffee. Not our beloved coffee right now, but the coffee I have with me. Is that these giant kaiju have kind of like arrived into the world and have kind of like created their own ecosystems, kind of destabilize is like a strong word for it, but kind of like has changed the landscape. And like if we look at the kind of like hex map we have here, like this is primarily meant to be set in New Mexico, but I don't know if there's any like marshlands or swamplands in New Mexico. Shout out to the website HexTML for helping create this. Yeah, so our kind of like band of friends have started in the Caraway Ski Lodge, which I guess like Floyd, tell us about like more about the ski lodge, because we talked about how Vinny had been like really kind of like made this place like their focus, like their goal even.
Yeah. So when everything started to go haywire, all the rich people kind of for other locations, and Vinny who was officially a ski lodge logistics specialist, which is kind of just a fancy title for a dude that drives a pickup and does odd jobs, realized that they're on a mountain. This is actually a pretty solid spot just to be able to survive in the in this landscape. Also, so the ski lodge has been obviously less populated, but during the year, a while he's tried his best to convince people to come ostensibly live together within this abandoned ski lodge. Obviously, some rooms have been repurposed, but generally at this point, the ski lodge is quite a safe place, but also based on kind of seen a map, it is somewhat a waypoint between some major uh, uh, points within the greater area. So he's I don't think actually Vinny knew just how good of a location this was. I think he just was like, well, got a hill, got a mountain. It's pretty good area to kick back and put up roots. But it's I guess you can say like it's only been a couple years, right? So it's not like this is a decayed place, but it is a bit patchworked, right? You're gonna have a lot of windows that potentially needed to be boarded up, because we don't have glass to put back in. But there's also going to be some other places where you see some tech that would never be in a ski lodge because of just time, right? And scavenging and talking with the locals or the regional powers at play, right?
Yeah. Glad that Vinny is spearheading this, or at least being part of this effort. I guess like I kind of want to start then with like some like kind of like opening shots. If we were kind of like an episode introducing kind of like these characters, kind of like what's a shot we see of them kind of like going about their day to day in this ski lodge, when it doesn't seem like there's any plans to go out just yet. Like what do we kind of like see them usually like doing with what they should, yeah, what what their day to day is like. And if anyone has an answer, you can just jump right in.
If you want, I can start. If
Yeah,
that's
go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in this show that is this game, you kind of hear the starting beats to "Don't Stop You Get Enough" by Michael Jackson, and goes into the truck or the van that Vinny is driving. And it's the car radio or the van radio that has this tape deck that's playing the music. Convenient. It's very convenient for shows like these to have to just be able to be a jukebox. Great. But yeah, you see him kind of slam on the brakes and then check some animal traps, but then looks back like, and what this should be is just a trail, but you kind of see an impact crater that has kind of been filled up by water, and so there's a small pond where there shouldn't have been before. But yeah, that kind of what Vinny does on a day-to-day basis right now is making sure that we got food.
Not bad for Vinny.
Nicole, you want to go next?
Yeah, I imagine Lisa does a lot of the day-to-day organizing at the lodge. I imagine her like working with a small group to like physically organize all the materials and then also look at a map at like where the other resources might be, like planning out the next excursion out. I think she goes on a lot of these excursions, and what those smaller excursions look like is like an abandoned convenience store, and a small group of people are like very carefully like going through and getting the non-perishables out. So yeah, that's her day to day.
And then Joe, I imagine Joe is sitting in a very large chair and she's very small. And she's holding a very large book that I think is titled something like, quote, Basics of Human Anatomy. And she's just sort of furiously reading it and studying it as she is just sort of writing notes in the margins. And she scoffs at something and then turns the page and then sort of flips the book around. Is like, oh, okay. She is, well, she is a xenobiologist by trade. She has become sort of the impromptu medic of this crew, and that's difficult for somebody who is perhaps not all that familiar with human doctoring practices. And when I say human, obviously that's a very broad category, but we'll say for this particular context, standard practices for American U.S. hospitals and emergency medical personnel.
Oh, yeah. All right. I think like there are like a few days where maybe a day or two where like nothing's kind of like happening, and I think one night y'all see from the distance kind of like just this great kind of like arcing ball of starlight kind of just arc towards the direction of over here in Salno Station, kind of around that area, and like there's this kind of like almighty kind of like bang as like a ship crashes in the distance, and a bang large enough that it stirs. um Coffee, can you tell us more about our favorite moose in the world? Like, in the distance, what do we see?
So this moose is this moose is way too big. This moose is as big as a mountain. Under normal circumstances, sort of in these dwindling hours, would be kind of winding down for the day. But if you were to peer off into the distance under the cloud cover, you would see that there's sort of this weird growth that has begun to protrude out of the deer's face, moose's face, forming sort of a weird third horn coming out of its in between its temple and nostril. It has interacted with the earth wildlife in a way that has completely fucked it up. So I think what it's doing right now is it's just sort of standing there, a little confused, looking at the pretty lights.
Hell yeah. I think like the moose is of such a size you can see them from the ski lodge, even though
yeah.
like it's a ways away. It is kind of like grazing around this area. And I think the next day, Vinny, um, um, someone will, when you go to like your usual, like, when you go to like your truck, I think like someone taps on the door as you like get on, and I think you see a face that you haven't seen in a while, because there's something we kind of talked about, that the military had been here for a bit, but then they pulled out, and then y'all came in, and part of the and one of the folks that pulled out with you was your brother, who kind of like gives you like a big smile. Did we talk much about Vinny's brother? did we give him a name? I feel like we should have given him I feel like we gave him a name.
Oh, how's it going?
I think your brother Jerry has I'm just giving him a name. Look, gives you like this tired kind of like smile. He looks like he's in like fatigues or kind of like rumpled, and he says, uh, what? Oh, Vinny, just, trying to keep smiling. You know how it is. How's the ski lodge?
Good as it ever. Well, okay, it's good. I'd say good as ever it was, but that's a relative statement. But no, it's good. I got the generator working. So now that that's good, I mean, obviously, like you need to get updated, and there's always stuff to do. But we're good. We're good. Yeah.
The amount of times you said good there in that paragraph of sentence is getting me quite concerned, Vinny, but I'm going to take you for your word that it's good. Like, hell, we couldn't even work the generator last time we were here. So you're doing something better than we did. He kind of like gestures for you to like get out of the truck so you can like just chat. And he does, rumple.
Yeah, I get out before.
Yeah. How's comms here? You reach out much to folks?
I mean, yeah, you gotta talk to the people around here. Nice folk.
Yeah, nice folk. I mean, y'all could probably do with just like being able to communicate over to Nimbus Hills, or if anyone's left in the Mega Mall. Us here in the military, though, we got to communicate all over, and it's kind of been a bit tricky at the moment. You know where I'm headed towards, Vinny. I gotta ask you for a favor.
Yeah, what's up?
You see the lights came down the other night, over near Salno.
Yeah.
Well, we have some intel that it's a rather I guess what would they call it? Top of the line spaceship. So pejoratively maybe a UFO, although they're pretty identified at this point. And I tried to kick it up to the brass, but they wouldn't hear about it. They're all talking about logistics and resources and all that nonsense. But while it's freshly crashed, I need some folks to, well, retrieve stuff over it, I mean, the official term, I guess, is scavenge. Well, that's a word you can use for it. I mean, that's what everyone does these days, scavenge, right? But yeah, just a piece of equipment. You can take whatever else you can find there. But it shouldn't be too much of a bother. I mean, look, I wouldn't talk to anyone if this wasn't you, Vinny. I know you could do this kind of thing.
Vinny looks at the one of the gear that he has, which is alien technology redeployable net next into the van. So like sheepishly grins. I mean, I'm not like the dictator here or anything, but I'll ask around to see if anybody wants to help out and anything for my brother.
Yeah, I think Jerry kind of gives you like a tired kind of like smile and says, and says like, "Don't you worry, you all be well compensated. You and the ski lodge, we can kick back some resources. I'm sure it wouldn't be. I'm sure we can help each other out. And thanks for doing this, bro.
Anytime.
Hell yeah. I think we can close that scene with them. I don't know, two of them give a hugs. I think they do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, big hugs. But yeah, I guess Vinny asks around, and to see who can come along. And okay.
Can we turn this into a scene 0? Just a quick one.
Yeah, sure.
Can this be with everyone? Lisa,
Yeah.
Vinny, Joe.
Yeah.
I think Joe is standing cross-armed, her big cape sort of flowing off of her elbows in a way that's supposed to look intimidating, but just sort of makes her look like a small doll. And she says, "And what exactly are we procuring for the military?"
So what what Jerry told you is a long-range transmogrifying electric sound scanner, which is a very long term for a communication device.
Vinny, do you communicate it? Do you say the
Oh.
whole thing?
Yep. It was perfect. Didn't mangle a word.
Great. Amazing. She stands there and she looks at Lisa, gives her an expression that says, "Can you believe this guy?" And she says, "If this has anything to do with the lights that fell down from the sky earlier, we can only presume this has something to do with the USF module. Is that not correct?"
I mean, yeah, probably. You know more than me.
So let me get this right. You want to take USF resources, reappropriate them for the military, and more specifically, reappropriate USF communication arrays for utilization by the military. Why?
I mean, look, if my brother's asking for it, it's more often than not, it's probably good. It more often than not. Also, I mean, we have a good thing going here. So potentially, there also could be some stuff that might be useful for us.
No, I'm obviously going. That's not my objection. My objection was I want you to think about what you're doing with the military here.
Ah,
Because, like, she gestures around. This would not be happening without the interference of the military originally.
I mean, yes, but also it's there's I mean there's two people. I mean there's kind of two people to blame.
I'm not defending the USF here. I abandoned my post. I am just. Oh, that's whatever. It's like talking to a brick wall. Lisa, are you also going?
Yes, I definitely want to see what the military is up to.
I greatly appreciate this. When do you want to set out?
Well, I mean, we could probably look to prepare stuff and then go out in the morning.
Fine by me.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. Was there anything else you want to do in that little scene? Or we can like move on to travel.
I want to do a quick aside with Lisa.
Sure.
Sure. Go ahead.
So, I understand your inclinations as a peace activist. Is this correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
So, what are your plans once we acquire this piece of equipment for utilization by the military.
Well, it's not like they know how to use it, right? So what if we get it, but it arrives to them broken?
I like how you think, Lisa. Oh my god, we hit the goal.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for the scene to end to bring it up, but yeah, shoutouts to Muna, who donated £500.
Woo!
That's a lot of money.
Wow.
Who also says, "Y'all rule. Thank you for doing this." Also, shout out to Valmina May, £25, Free Palestine. Y'all are great. We broke our goal. £5,000. We're like £5,110 and 33 pence, pennies. Not sure. Um, but yeah, no, great job, y'all. Great hugs. Yeah, on to the next goal. Let's see how much more we can get this up. Okay, so any more like kind of like little small like scenes? Do we want to see like Vinny and Lisa for a bit? Or do we want to like get moseying along that road?
Nicole Fulink, do you have any preferences?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Mine.
just um I'm okay with just starting down the road.
All right. Okay, so right now we are at Caraway Station. Sorry, I had this in my tab. Let me just scroll down. And do you know it crashed somewhere near like Salno Station, so kind of like around that area. And so one of the things we do when we're moving on Apocalypse Roadtrip is that like it doesn't really have kind of like um, the set of structure is a bit different from other like Forging in the Dark games. So right now we are gonna employ what's called a plan. So plan are things that the group can do to accomplish their goals. Players usually have to overcome some kind of obstacle in order to achieve their plan and have to roll engagement roll to find out what that'll be. One of the plans that we can do is travel, which is get from point A to point B. We are at the Caraway Ski Lodge and we want to make our way to Salno Station. First things first, though, Fu and Vinny, can you tell us about a ride? What are we riding
Oh,
on?
we are riding in absolute luxury. This is a classic 70s panel van. Nice dark brown color with the kind of that sunrise striping, racing stripes. So nicely yellow, nice orange, nice red stripes. But inside it's a little bit better. It's the engine is one of like a pickup truck. So a little bit more pickup. The best tires that we could possibly find. And on the interior, there's definitely places like that has been patchworked together a little bit to hold supplies a bit better, as well as obviously there's enough seating for at least 3 people, probably 4. Probably got the good captain's chairs in the second row.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. So, the way your kind of travel goes is that, it's just a shout out to, because I know miners in the chat. Like, we're not gonna use like complete all of the rules. Like, we're not gonna completely play with time, just because in the interest of a one shot. But I am keen to see how travel looks. Um, so the way we're gonna employ a plan. So what we're gonna do is do an engagement roll to see like, you know, what kind of obstacles maybe get in the way of like traveling down, because you see that road, like it kind of crosses some like marshy kind of like places. Obviously that highway didn't used to be just kind of like beset by all this like marshlands and whatnot. But times change and Apocalypse kind of like changes it. The number so we'll see how we kind of go. So we got like a kind of like a very hefty van. So I'm gonna say the effect, which is kind of like the number of hexes. We kind of like we kind of like cross. Sorry, like my mind is like cutting up a bit. Trying to find. So basically, the number of hexes you cross is like how effective the vehicle is. The effect of your method of travel. Like we're rolling on a van, on a highway. So I'm gonna be generous and say that's kind of probably gonna give like a great effect over here. So that is like, let's see, great effect is usually like 3 ticks. This is where. Oh, go ahead.
My
Coffee?
question is, do you want to roll an engagement roll for this?
I was curious. I first I was thinking like maybe just because I want to see, because
Yeah.
traveling is part of the plan, is part of like the way to do it. I just kind of want to see what could like come up. But if you want to save like engagement to like for the actual like whatchamacallit, the action, like I'm fine with that as well.
Either way works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicole, do you have preferences?
Either.
Oh boy.
You know what? Sorry, I saw Mynar in the chat. Shout out to Mynar. Yeah, they're mentioning like half of these rules probably won't come in a one shot, which perfect example. I am really intrigued. I do want to run like a longer game of this because the vibes are good. I think I'm probably coming around I'll probably come around to your side, Coffee, and that I think let's get to the action.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, let's get to it. So instead of like engaging the role to do this travel, I want to get a might encounter kaiju. Might encounter kaiju. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. We will encounter kaiju. That we have. There's more than one. We've got a moose, and we got two other. We at the very least 2 other ones incoming. We'll find out what they are. Yeah. So instead of like traveling for the moment, let's kind of like let's get a vibe of like of the folks traveling in the van, as and what kind of like sights do they see kind of like on the way to Salno? Like, are the folks like chatty, or are they contemplative, or are they like planning? Are they like wistful? How are folks feeling as we travel down the van?
I mean, I actually turned to Joe and asked which mixtape did they want. Looking for
Joe?
Yeah.
She takes her nose out of a book labeled Animals of the World, A to Z, and she says, that one. She points to a purple mixtape.
Ooh. The disco mix. Perfect. And
God. What's on the disco mix?
oh yeah, the first one that I mean, okay, I'm like, which would be the funniest? No, it's honestly the first one has to be just a classic standby. So it's going to be Jive Talkin' by Bee Gees.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Oh, if only I could play that.
Yeah, we can't. That would encounter some problems.
Do not worry about it. We will not try to play licensed music on this stream.
But if you would like to listen to any of the music that was featured on the stream, you can go to devindecibel.bandcamp.com.
Absolutely check that out. Devin's doing great work, and he's been doing great work for years. Gosh. What's Lisa's vibe, Nicole, as yeah, we're going down the road?
Um, one of Lisa's hobbies is asking Joe about the sports um, the sports team back on their planet that they like to talk about a lot, and asking them questions about terminology. So I imagine in between like mixtapes and reading, there's like some chatter about that.
Yeah, she's like the equivalent of a I'm from Texas, so my pull would be a Dallas Cowboys fan, which is to say somebody who is very, very dedicated to the sport of football, with a team that perhaps does not deserve that level of time investment. And so she's like talking about it, and she mentions how she would like would discuss this, go to games with, I should say, with her former captain.
Hmm. Ooh, actually, can we get a tidbit about your former captains? Because it's kind of important to your goal.
Yeah, let's microscope this shit.
Yeah, just a
Lisa,
bit.
what's the question you ask about these games?
Oh, so was that what was that like going with, I guess, your boss?
Well, technically, we weren't on the same ship yet. I was transferred on to a military or a research vessel for the. Oh God, I've got an earring stuck in my keyboard. Oh no. Um, there we go. I was reassigned to a vessel for the Earth Proposition a year after the last time that we went. But with the captain, there's just like she stares like out for a moment and she says, "It was a guaranteed good time. I was more in it for the stats side of the board, just talking about like history of plays, a bunch of language that John Boyce would bring up in a Dorktown episode, but that I cannot immediately sum it up into my mind. Um, Goes back into the dialogue. Well, the captain was more into the emotional side of it, the being in a crowd, being
Mm,
together with other people. You know, she was cool like that.
yeah, uh is she still around?
Oh, yes. When she pauses. Fleet was originally waylaid. I was separated from the captain, but we had plans um, for, after this particular front was over, to travel to Earth. So I know that she's somewhere up, somewhere. She's somewhere.
Great. Yeah. So you might get to meet up.
Yeah. Yes. In all honesty, access to a USF communication array might be the quickest way to find her.
Oh, interesting. Like the one we're gonna go find?
Yes. For the military. Yes.
Right. For the military.
For the military. No one else.
Right.
Right.
Oh.
It's fascinating how zebras are black with white stripes. It's interesting. And that's how she changes the subject.
Oh, Joe. Um, well, Vinny's smiling and driving.
Yep.
All right. So I think you kind of like make your way to like the outskirts of Salno Station, and you can see that like so Salno Station was basically kind of like a way, a fancy way station, in between the ski lodge and the testing range down south. Um, it has seen better days. I think like as you kind of like drive up, you can see that actually before you even drive up to it, I think you can see that there's not like a problem kind of like in not in your way, but like getting there because like the giant moose, did we give the moose a name?
Yes, it is Al something. Let me check the logs.
Oh yeah, it was short for something. I remember this. And then oh yes, Alcis gigantus.
Yes, Alcis gigantus infected guardian. But you can call her Al.
Is that song playing as we drive up to it? And I think like I think like you can see like Sano Station in like the distance. It's a kind of like it was kind of like a beautiful day, but as you get closer to Sano Station, then you see like Al is just kind of like ambling around, kind of like just slowly moving around. And wherever Al goes, it's almost kind of like a almost like they're bringing their own like ecosystem. And it's not just like the big kaiju, it's like smaller like cryptids almost kind of like follow in its wake. So the so going to Samo Station probably involved running into a bunch of critters, basically. Kind of like setting the scene as we kind of like do our engagement role. So one of the plans is probably like act like oh, I should say you can see past like Al in around Sound of the Station. You can see like the smoke coming like are almost around here ish. I just nearly tried to. I thought it was in roll 20. I tried to tension ping. Yeah, yeah. But kind of like almost like kind of like a bit behind Samo Station is like we'll say this hex is kind of like there's like something like smoking. The smoke is coming through. So and Al is kind of like there we go. Thank you. And Al is kind of like taking up this area here. So you're gonna have to like get past Al to get to the crashed ship, and who knows what you might find there.
I would like to propose a lookout action, which is
Ooh.
this system's version of the gather information role. Do you want to set up a time clock to see what time of day it is when we actually try this out?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's say it's a 12-step clock, and we can put it probably like around there. Should be fine. Down
Let's
there.
put it right. Yeah, so that's still
Yeah.
visible on the board.
Yeah, we'll say like the time. Well, let's see the time. We'll start. Let's say it's the start of the day. Like maybe you just got here, like the next day. We'll say folks are well fed, and whatnot. So yeah, let's say 12 steps to make it easy for us to like delineate what time of the day it is, or at least like the start of the day, so to speak.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So, let's do a lookout. During so lookout is keep an eye on someone, somewhere, something, or somewhere, or just be cautious. So doing a lookout gives you an advantage on any other plan you attempt, whether it's watching for a secure place to rest, watching over a route to travel along, or surveying someone, somewhere, something before you act or search. You may also choose to do this plan if an obstacle ahead seems too substantial and you wish for a way for it to pass by. We'll see how Al does. And so the cost is like 1 time, and you get an extra die in this roll per time extra time spent. So
yes. I am going to use USF Xenobiologist in tandem with my scanner. This is not something that we have brought up on screen. Position is influenced by items that we have in our inventory. So I, for example, have a Dragon Ball Z style scanner that I have fixed to the front of my face, a little green piece of glass that displays information that is really only legible to me and other USF science officers. So I am going to use that, sort of standing on the van, to observe Al's migration patterns. I know that Al is already behaving irregularly. The pitch for Al is this was just like a giant fuck off, moose. But after encountering Earth fungal systems, it became a little bit weird and more kaiju like in behavior, sort of the genre of kaiju. So I would like to see what it is doing, what the subsequent cryptid population that follows Al is doing, and if we can discern the best path forward away from Al. Would Stubborn also help me here?
Um, I don't think so, because this seems like, it's a standard thing you do, right before you go in. I don't really see how, like, being stubborn, um,
Okay.
um,
Would it
yeah, it helps
would
in
it
that
impact
regard.
me negatively?
No, I don't think so. I think you're grand. Everyone who wishes to help can help here as well, but we got 3 dice on USF
I,
Xenobiologist. Oh, go ahead.
I can help with binoculars.
Oh, that'd be so nice. But helping.
Mm,
Does that cost the helper some stress?
hmm. See, the thing is, like, this is still all plans kind of like have to start an engagement roll, and the way the role works is like, do everyone who has any relevant traits um can like help in the plan. That's why
Yeah,
the
totally.
thing. Yeah, so maybe not the binoculars, but maybe like the organizer. Like binoculars can
Okay.
like help
Oh
like
yeah.
flavor like, but um and also this gives us two more dice. There's a lot of dice. Um
Great.
yeah. I think, yeah, at least it can help like with binoculars, but like I think like we'll kind of like use the organizer trait. Um okay.
All right, that's 5d6.
Do you want to spend extra time on this? You can add 1 die for each extra time spent.
No, let's just spend 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours scouting out this big. That's a beautiful moose. It's so big.
So huge.
It's just a guy, just a big guy.
It's just a big guy.
Yeah, one thing
Does
we
it do
talked.
the
Go ahead.
Oh, I was wondering, does it do the thing where like where it steps, like plants come up around its hooves?
Ooh.
I think this is something that I've learned about, is that there are specific types of creatures that feed off of the displacement of dirt by large animals whenever they walk in a forested path,
Oh,
because that brings up, bugs, worms, other types of small creatures, um, due to the fact that they're fucking huge and there's dirt displacement. So if there's like a megafauna, then there would be creatures naturally displaced by its footsteps that would be preyed upon by animals.
Hell yeah.
nice. Yeah.
God, that's wild. All right, let's roll. See what obstacles you find on the lookout.
I got a 6.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so um once roll the die, or what you get informs obstacle. Yeah. So basically what this does is like this lookout goes really well and kind of like will give you extra dice when it comes to doing the other plan. Yeah, what do you see, Joe, that kind of like tells you that like that right now Al is kind of like chilling, and that they're kind of like maybe gonna like move, probably like not move like completely away, but like move in sort of way that you can like get through. What do you see in Al that kind of like tells you this?
So I think it's expended a tremendous amount of energy just walking around aimlessly, um, due to the confusion that's brought on by interaction with Earth uh, fungal ecosystems. So I think it's just lying down, and there's like a massive displacement of dust. I think it just wafts over our van, bringing like flinging her hair back and causing Joe's cape to fly as she sits on top of the van. Um, and as she watches Al sit down, she says, "That'll buy us some extra time to act without being impeded by a gigantic Alcis gigantus."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're just gonna take a nap. Understood.
Just taking a nap, yes.
Oh, yeah. All right. So then I guess yeah, it's time to act. So okay, so I guess like it depends, like either act or do. It's time to act. So which is do any other action or prepare to enter a situation. So this might be starting a fight with someone or performing a well-planned heist, sneaking into a military base, anything that you might think of. So
Well,
what is the plan? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Colin.
my question is, we still have to get to the actual site,
Yes.
which is several hexes over from our current location.
Ooh, yeah. We should probably travel that because I'm curious if there's any obstacles that might pop up. But y'all have rolled well in the first roll so far. Yeah, let's travel, and I think like the lookout will kind of like will give you an extra dice to like travel, and then like we can get into the weeds of it, so to speak. And yeah, okay. So yeah, travel is one of the plans. Get from point A to point B. You're in a very nice van, so like it says here, the example of like walking down the highway will probably equal 1 hex per time, but driving down in a sports car probably allow you to cross 3 hexes in that time. You're in like a nice van, so I think you can probably like get to the station easy enough with just like one roll or like one engagement. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so yeah, let's engage as well. Let's do an engagement roll for travel. I guess like I'm gonna ask Vinny to take point in this because you're the driver.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We have been watching this weird moose for 2 hours. Yeah. Let's see. Do any traits help them? Add 1 dice for each dice and relevant traits. Driving.
Driving. Yep.
Does smiling, do you think, help in this regard?
No. I mean, if the moose was potentially a little bit more of a threat, keeping cool and calm might have been worth. But like, we're in a calm place already,
Yeah.
so I think it's just that one.
Well, what about surviving?
It could be surviving because we're gonna have to find a nice place to put this vehicle. So I would say surviving and driving are the 2 traits that would help.
Hell yeah.
From my
Hell yeah. And let's see. Do you want to spend some extra time, an extra hour driving to add another die to this roll? Don't have to.
I think we're okay. I think we're
Yeah, we're already
okay.
at 5 dice, I think, for this engagement roll.
Yes, because like I think lookout watching the moose, I think will give you like an extra die.
Yeah.
And 5 dice is pretty good.
Yeah, 5 dice. I'm pretty okay with 5 dice. So.
5 Dice is my favorite burger restaurant.
Okay.
God, imagine I probably play a lot of board games there.
All right. So, okay, we're good to roll?
Yep.
So we got 5 dice, and the highest is a 6, which is great because it was a 6, a 2, a 3, and 2 ones.
God. y'all are doing y'all are doing pretty well. Like
This is Forged in the Dark. All you do is roll 6s. Nothing bad ever happens.
yeah,
It's great.
all you do is roll 6s. Like what
That's what you need to do.
Just that simple.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So okay.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so we have accidentally buffed ourselves. Thanks, Mynar. It has per relevant trait. We have our engagement roll. Okay, so we should have been rolling only 2 dice. 3.
So did you spend some time on Lookout? Add 1 dice to 3 dice before. So
okay.
actually, you could just give us 6 dice on the Lookout.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll keep that in mind for the
Yeah.
future. All right. I was thinking about it. Okay, this is a bit too easy.
If it makes everybody feel better, the first die rolled was a 6. So
yeah, but that was also we were also misreading the rule then, where we rolled too much dice.
Yeah. But obviously, the way that this RNG works is that if we would have rolled 3, it would have been a 6, 2, and 3. Obviously, that's just how math works.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for the game inspired by this session called Apocalypse Roadtrip Easy Mode coming out to its page to you near you.
All right. I'm gonna let this roll stand, but the next engagement roll, which is gonna be the actual Act 1, we'll
do a better job on that.
We'll do a better job on that. Yeah. I don't want to misrepresent this game.
So easy. You just cheat.
You just cheat. Yeah, you just cheat. You just declare 6s. All right. So y'all drive around the happy moose, or the contemplative moose, the napping moose. And I think you're kind of like at the front of Salno Station, which again in my mind is like it is kind of like a way station, which is to say it's a kind of like collection of buildings that a rest stop basically. I'm just I don't go to US that much. I just remember the one rest stop that I've been on. God, you remember rolling Apocalypse Roadtrip Easy Mode? Yeah. And I think like I want to ask a detail from each of you, like a kind of like what's a kitsch kind of like detail about this rest stop or this like way station that kind of like is charming, it's neat, kind of like kind of like the kind of stuff you'd see like on a road stop.
So, this is a real fact. When I travel over the border from Texas to New Mexico, it's like stepping into the Wizard of Oz in terms of in Texas, everything is just like this desaturated, white, huge ranch houses, maybe a splash of red here and there. And then the moment you go over into New Mexico, everything is so saturated, it almost makes your eyes hurt. So I think everything is just in these vibrant reds and yellows and blues. And while it is covered in dust from the fact that nobody has been around this area for a bit, it is still very, very bright.
I love the idea of the saturation just being like weird and different. What are kind of like weird or like kitsch details about this station? Nicole, Fulink, any ideas?
So I guess it's maybe not necessarily the station itself, but the area around it, and it's just kind of just looking at it is seeing kind of maybe the after effects of some of the stuff that's happening as this particular area. I guess you can see some of the color palette from the station itself. It doesn't quite match because the grass is maybe a little bit tealer. It's like I said, I think during during session 0. We kind of talk, and some of the things that so it was like, oh, well, some of the actual fauna looks different. That's one of the things that's now changing. I think, yeah. So like, while it's colorful, I think that the change that I'm doing is like, yeah, but it looks kind of off. It looks almost like what's it, Lisa Frank? That's like it's not quite that. Like that's like probably way more vibrant and way more technicolor. But definitely like it's just kind of like it looks out of place only because the area around it is now changed, right? It wasn't meant to be here in this format based on what the surroundings are. So I think that uncanny valleyness of is kind of there. Like that's now apparent.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd add is I think it's a really cheerful, like I think it's just covered in plants and animals and they all look like super happy.
Oh yeah. Imagine having to disturb that to get through to where you need. Like, the smoke is behind the station, and like I think like when you like pull up, like yeah, it's weird and saturated. I think you'll see like kind of like chilling at the front door as like one of the creatures we noted in session 0, which is like I think there's just this like pack of like road runners, kind of like the size of emus, and as soon as you can like pull up, they kind of like run away, kind of like clucking or whatever noise road runners make. I think they kind of like run into the station actually, and kind of like pad along, and you can hear like their footsteps as they run through. And yeah, I think then now it's time to act. We've done our lookouting, we've done our traveling, and now we have to act. And now we actually have to like properly play the game. It only took us an hour and a bit.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. All right. I think this is like, I mean, this could be a search or this could be an act. The main thing is you need to get through this place to get to the crashed ship. I guess like I'll say this is an act. Like, what is the plan? What is the approach? Just kind of like just walking through. Just
Nicole,
going through it.
you're the organizer here. So maybe you should be the one to lead this particular action.
Yeah, I can lead this. So we're trying to get through to where this yellow square is, right?
Yeah, so basically kind of like these 3X are almost kind of like the station, and where the ship is crashed is over there. Yeah, you're just basically going through a kind of like a derelict or abandoned rest stop, way station.
Yeah, I think Lisa also looks at the map and says, if we have time, I would love to get whatever snacks are here too.
We definitely need rations.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. This sounds like a search then. Look around, explore a place. And yeah, so let's do the engagement for that. So the thing with engagement is actually everyone who wishes to help in the plan goes through. So who has a relevant trait that can help them? And reminder this time, each trait only gives 1 die. Who has a kind of like a relevant trait to like helping look through this place?
I have surviving.
Surviving.
Yeah.
Would stubborn help here?
I'm gonna say so. I think like having a stubborn person helping to search a place seems like a good thing to have. So
I'm
I'm
double
gonna
checking.
say so.
I'm double checking everything Vinny does.
And then can I use organizer again?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that
3 dice.
3 dice? Okay.
Yeah. Do any traits hinder? I don't think so. Like they're not immediately helpful, but I don't think they hinder. No one has any injuries or fears. I don't think we're gonna spend any extra time.
Okay.
I'm gonna say because you rolled a 6 on lookout. Actually, no, we rolled 6 on lookout on a fake roll. So I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that bonus to the side. 3 dice then, I think.
Okay, I'll roll it.
Hell yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
5.
5. All right.
Risky position.
Hey, yeah. So
Finally.
yeah, we got it's not the worst obstacle. So once you roll your dice, the result you get informs the obstacle you find and the reward you get when you accomplish that goal. So the obstacle is what stands for your reward. 4 to 5 is like a secure obstacle. So it's it's not the worst obstacle. It really could have been worse. So this is a bit different from other like Fortune Dark, where obviously the engagement decides the position. Here it just kind of decides how big the obstacle is in this plan. So a 4 to 5 is a secure obstacle. So it's a minor inconvenience. By default, the position is secure, maybe requiring a roll or 2 to overcome. So it isn't major. So it's still not the worst. I think as you kind of um scavenge through or go through, I think yeah, clearly this place has kind of seen better days. Yeah, the plants have kind of come in. We talked about all these weird alienish kudzu kind of coming through the cracks. And I think um I think you walk around, and I think maybe you hear some music in one of the buildings. And I think so imagine Silent Station has kind of there's the main general store building, there's kind of the rest stop, kind of the toilet building, and then there's basically what these 3 hexes represent, and there's kind of almost like a restaurant at the end. And I think okay, I'm gonna say it's not music, it's you'll see a movement inside, because you were looking for snacks, right? Or
Yes.
some food. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think the restaurant kind of makes sense. It's a cheery kind of diner. I have to apologize to Americans. I don't know what else a diner would look like. And I think you can kind of see past the restaurant. It's the smoke coming from the crashed ship, and but you can see if you walk into the restaurant, you'll hear some rustling kind of in the kitchens in the back. And I think you hear a pot crash, and you hear a voice just go shit. Sorry, I just realized we're meant to be PG-13. So instead imagine instead of me saying that word, you hear a big darn it.
Oh no, this we're putting this in the early 80s. Shit's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
There was some worse stuff in the Goonies. I remember that film.
Exactly. That's right. That's exactly.
God.
Didn't age well. I rewatched that recently. No, don't. Don't.
Yeah.
So is it all 3 of us that can hear this thing happening in the diner?
Yeah. I think so. Unless I don't know, does Joe have like better hearing than the human?
No. I would have listed that if that were true.
Oh yeah.
I will say I'm going to use my third trait here. I'm going to draw my knife and try to sneak up on what is obviously a person, using my quote unquote killer skill.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
anyone trying to?
I don't think I don't think I could stop you, right? Like you're just going for it.
Well, no. Vinny's gonna put a hand on your shoulder.
What?
Let me do.
Still holding the knife.
Yeah.
Puts it underneath her cape.
Yeah. Exactly. Keep it sound. I got this. And Vinny is going to. I mean, he's not just gonna like he's not gonna just walk in openly. But no, this is cautiously. Vinny's going to. Hey, do you need any help? And just using his he's gonna try to make this situation calm. But so cautiously steps forward towards the kitchen area. Is there anything we can do to help?
Yeah, I want you to do an action roll to see if like you don't get like attacked or whatnot. Okay. So building an action roll. It's a bit different here. So this is so first to state the position, kind of like the position is either secure, risky, or desperate. You are secure, because this is a minor obstacle. You start with 1 dice for luck. Do you have a trait that's gonna help you with this?
Smiling.
Hell yeah. Add 1 dice for each one dice for each
One
dice.
die
in the
for per
trait.
trait. Yeah.
No, this time this is an action roll.
Okay.
So
cool.
so now the actual like number of
yes.
dice in the trait.
I have 2 pips in every single one of my all 3 of my traits, so we're easy there. So we're up to 3 dice right now.
Oh, can we shout out how much dice you all have in your traits actually? Because it's an interesting spread. Like Nicole, how's Lisa's traits look?
Yeah, mine are 2 in each of organizer, language learner, and pacifist.
And Coffee, how's Joe doing?
Jill has 3 in USF xenobiologist, 2 in stubborn, and 1 in killer.
God. Well, at least you're not. It's harder to lean on the killer side, but you can still do it.
I mean, she's really small. It's not. It's very easy to overpower her. But yes, I think smiling would be definitely the trait to use here.
Yeah. Do you have any trait that could hinder you? I don't think so, Vinny. I don't think driving or surviving hinders you here.
No.
Will your fears or injuries or fears impact you? You don't have any. Do you push yourself, which is +2 stress? You take a die. You know how it is. Or take a GM's consequence. You know how it is. Do you want to do either, or are you good
for this one? I'll push myself for 1 extra die to get to 4, so 2 stress, which
yeah.
What's the max stress?
9.
Sorry, say that again.
9. Cool.
9. Yeah.
I was like, I could do X's, but I think it's actually easier to do 2 of like X of Y.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite Star Trek character.
I guess it is. It's probably 10, right? You can have 9. If you hit 10, then you.
No, 9's the max. If you hit 9, then you stress out. 9's the limit.
Let's just double check that.
Yeah, because like I know some games have like the whole you can stay on the maximum. If you get more than maximum, that's when it goes bad. Let me double check that. Yeah.
The author says 9. in
Nine.
this chat.
Okay. All right. It's nice playing with the designer.
Yep.
Funny thing, last time
Can-
I ran a game on the stream, the designer of that game was also in the chat, which wasn't nerve-wracking at all. But it's nice to have you here, Mynar. Go ahead, Nicole.
Can I help with pacifist?
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, you don't have to help with assist. You can just assist.
Oh, I can just assist. Okay.
Yeah, you gain dice. So Vinny gets a dice, and you, Lisa, gets stress equal to your bond level. Ooh, tell us about your bond with
Okay.
Vinny.
Ooh.
All right. My bond with Vinny. We have a level 1 bond, and we have a belief about each, or that corresponds to each bond level. And my belief about Vinny is Vinny would be a great leader of the lodge if only he took things a little more seriously.
Oh, Vinny. Oh, Lisa. Yeah. So, what does it look like assisting Vinny?
So what I was
Marlin?
thinking is I'll use pacifist as like the flavor of it. I was thinking of her calling out like, "Hey, are you looking for supplies? We're looking for supplies too."
Hell yeah, makes sense. So, Vinny, get another die. Along with
Cool. So we're up to 5, and as just to reiterate, Vinny is calling out in a friendly manner. I mean, there is obviously some challenge. The fact that there is a rifle behind, like strapped behind his back. So and he is quite large. So could be imposing, but he's saying stuff in a friendly manner. And now we have Lisa also piping in. So hopefully this will go well. We have 5 dice.
Woohoo! Oh, you need to put a space between roll and the numbers.
That would do it. Yes. Okay. I was like, why didn't it do it?
All right, that's a
Another
5.
5. That's
All
fair.
right.
That's honestly fair.
Yeah, 5 out of 5. Okay. So on a 4 to 5, there's some hesitation. You can back off or accept one consequence as described by the GM. So here's what you see.
Yeah.
I think you see that there is a figure, a human kind of like standing in front of like kind of like the pantry of like the kitchen, and they're like holding like they're holding a pot. She's holding a pot in her hand, almost kind of menacingly. She's got like a cap and a raincoat on, and like she's holding this pot as if it were a weapon. And I think like when the two of you walk in, she kind of like wasn't expecting it, and so drops the pot again. uh, um um oh my god. uh, uh and kind of like holds a hand up and say, "Oh my god, I wasn't expecting to see uh other humans or people."
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, we're actually from the ski lodge up north a little bit. You can just win the salt. So I'm Vinny. This is Lisa and Joe over there.
Hi.
So it's okay. Just don't make it. Just how can we help? What's your name?
Okay, here's the what kind of like hesitation, because like and you can choose to back off or accept the consequence that I'm gonna throw. I think the young woman kind of like looks like stricken and a bit scared as she kind of like points around you, or points kind of like behind you and says, I I think maybe you should pay attention to them first. I think like because I'm imagining like when you walked into the kitchen, there's like you walk into like into the middle of the kitchen, and to where this woman is the pantry, and behind you there's more of the kitchen, and when you walk in, and behind you, Vinny and Lisa and Joe, I guess, who's followed along, the rest of the kitchen is kind of like there, and there's like a wall. A wall has kind of like collapsed. Thanks to all these plants and whatnot. And I think you see um like no, it's not time for Big Toad. I think kind of like a rather like large kind of like a, I guess like humans would recognize it as kind of like a pterodactyl like creature.
Let-
Yeah, kind of like
Oh dear.
kind of like standing around, kind of like regarding like um the young lady. So here's like the hesitation on a 4 to 5. You can back off and not get into this, or the consequence is basically like you're in a risky. You're gonna go from secure to risky. I'll have to get some snacks, but it happens. And yeah, I think like this pterodactyl kind of look like a classic like 60s like kaiju style. Not as big as a Rodan, but definitely like big enough to like reach like the ceiling of this like restaurant. And it is kind of like standing around, kind of like was looking at the young woman, and it is kind of like a yeah, those are totally the noises they're making. So, do you want to back off, or just get involved and put yourself in a risky position?
I mean, we wait. Is the pterodactyl look like? Are they just guarding like trying to guard the food, or
It looks like it's looking for. It looks like it's looking for food. Like the young lady's in front of like the pantry where you assume the food is, and it is kind of like it's kind of like patting on the ground, and it looks like it was gonna come after the young woman, who I should have given a name because now I keep referring to them as the young woman. Uh, yeah, so I would say like, yeah, if you back away, you're kind of like just like leaving her to it. Um, and there are multiple ways to take care of the situation. You could like try to reach out to the pterodactyl, or get around it, get through it. But if you want to like get to those snacks, you will kind of like have to deal with this, or you can just like move away.
I mean, I'll as a player, Vinny's gonna want to help this woman.
Yeah, let's get this risky position on.
Yeah. 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 And I think like all right, so I think like you notice like the pterodactyl, and I think it kind of like looks beadily at the three of you who's just joined in. And I think the young woman kind of like has a arm race, and I think she says, nice to meet you, Vinny, Lisa, Joe. Name's Yuri. I'm a and you kind of put, well, I'm sorry for making the noise. It kind of attracted this thing here, and what do we do? Yeah, what do you do?
Joe has an idea.
Perfect.
I would like to make a noise that would scare this creature away using
Ooh,
USF xenobiologist.
hell yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So yeah, building the dice pool. You're in a risky position, so twice the consequences. Started 1 die for luck, and USF biologist will help you, so that's 3 more.
I'll be using my scanner to help identify the creature so I could find what noise would be ideal to scare this thing away. Because there's no way in hell that her little knife is gonna cut through this thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's 4 dice. What's my effect with my with my Xeno scanner?
Yeah, I think like it says you're Xeno scanner. It's kind of like a high effect, for sure. Like that is what that is what it's meant to do. Is like
Totally.
yeah, scan things.
Tell us what the Pokédex says.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
tell
yeah.
you what with this roll happens.
Yeah. Does anyone want to help, or do you want to push yourself, or take a consequence?
No, it's
GM?
4d6 I'm working with here.
Oh hell yeah! All right. Holy.
So this my Pokédex, I rolled a 3, so I failed.
Oops.
That's fine.
What was the other dice you rolled? 4 dice.
I rolled 4
Wow.
dice and I rolled a 3. That's fine. So
Yeah.
tell me about this creature and tell me the key piece of information that I misinterpret.
What's the octave of the noise you make?
Yeah, so I think Joe says, "Oh, I know what to do." She makes an alpha territorial call to be like, "Oh, if they think there's an alpha in the area, or like alphas aren't real, but if they think that there is another creature like it in the area, then it'll just back off because it doesn't want to do a territory fight because it's frankly too much energy." So she goes and tries to mimic it. And what happens?
I think like eat. I don't want to say your Pokédex or your scanner is wrong, but maybe it's not completely right. So I think like instead of backing away, the pterodactyl has this look of like, huh, oh, and I think like will like bound forward and kind of like um grab you, Joe, and like put you on its shoulders and is going to take you away. I think like yeah, I think maybe you realize, oh no, you made the call of like a lost child
Oh
who needs help.
no. This is what happens when you're small. Do I take a harm from this?
Yeah, so with a whatchamacallit, the risky consequence. So you get like there are a list of consequences here. With a risky position, you get twice the consequences. So you're gonna take a minor injury because I think like it just kind of like grabbed you by the shoulder to toss you onto its back. And I think like your equipment is gonna degrade. So I think that's like only like 1 mark for now. So your Xeno scanner, I think, is gonna get backed up in the process of you being put in like its shoulders. So the pterodactyl is not gonna run away or whatnot or go away at this moment. It still wants the food, but now it has kind of like adopted Joe, or at least thinks Joe's in trouble. So Joe is now like kind of like trapped in on its shoulders. So I
I
think
would like to,
Mhm.
let's go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What do you want to do? Do you want to resist that?
I would like to turn the degradation of my scanner into a harm and then try and resist that harm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm like my mind blanked for a moment. Yeah, let's resist that. Anytime you can roll to either undo a consequence or reduce an injury 1 level. So other players may also step in, resist a consequence for you, Roll a number of dice equal to the number of traits you possess. So you have like 3 traits. So roll me 3d6, and you'll take stress equal to 6 minus the highest number rolled.
You got it, boss. That's a crit.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you don't have a stress to to pick up on, but yeah, you basically take no stress. And yeah, so you keep the equipment fine, but I think you're still gonna be like on its shoulders. If that's okay.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll turn to Lisa or to Vinny. Joe made a noise, or scanned the thing, made a noise, and now like Joe's on his shoulders, and the pterodactyl is just kind of like again looking questioningly, like, and kind of like advances, and what do y'all do?
Well, looking at my stats,
Wondering if it would help. I'm not sure if it would help or hinder if I used language learner to try to make the same noise.
I'm down for
Go for it, yeah.
Cool. Go for it.
Okay.
I'd be down for
Okay.
that.
I think
What does this look like?
I think Lisa says, I'm going to try to distract it with the same noise. So be ready to go for it, or to use the distraction for something. And then she also does the.
All right, let's build a dice pool. Start with 1 die for luck. Will a trait help
Okay.
you? That's
Language learner.
hell yeah. 3 dice.
So that's 3. Okay.
Does any trait hinder you? I don't think so. Like if you're trying to fight this pterodactyl, you'd be hindered by
pacifist, yeah.
But you're fine.
I'm not trying
now.
to fight it. Okay. I would like to push myself.
Okay. Cool. So 2 stress, and yeah, take a die. Yeah. I'm gonna work 2 stress and get an extra die. Is anyone assisting? Does anyone want to assist?
Joe would assist, but is being manhandled by this giant pterodactyl.
But wouldn't that be trying to get out is potentially? Wouldn't that be something that you could do to help? Or
no, this is not helpful at all. This is writhing.
Fair.
Oh yeah, you like discombobulate or annoy the pterodactyl. The thing with assisting is like you can just do it, like, and you don't have to like lean on a trait. Whatever you can do to help, it'll still be like, mechanically it'll still be the same. Basically, Lisa gets an extra die. Even though I think it makes sense, you don't have to.
No, I think. Well, I mean, then you would try to help. Yeah, Vinny's. Funny enough, Vinny's just gonna try to make noise. Make noise, or Vinny's gonna try to position himself in a way that would hopefully like you're gonna hear the noise and you're gonna see Vinny from the outside being slightly menacing, because if this goes wrong, Vinny has one move.
Okay.
But no, I'm trying to be a distraction.
Hell yeah. Discombobulate the pterodactyl. What is Vinny? What's your belief about Lisa?
Yes. So, Vinny's belief about Lisa is tougher than she thinks. I hope she'll realize that. And honestly, right now, this is going very that trait is like, oh yeah, no, this is a frightening situation, and Lisa's getting into it. Good stuff.
Hell yeah. So Lisa, take another
All right.
die.
Okay, so I'm at 4. All right, I'll go ahead and roll it.
All right, that's
I
5.
got a 5.
Hell yeah. So on a 5, there's a hesitation. On a 5. Sorry, like I should realize that on a 4 to 5, it's still a success. So there's still but there's still kind of like a hesitation. You can back off or accept this consequence. Yeah, I think like the consequence is gonna be like a level 1 harm. I think like you make the noise, and I think maybe you pitch it in a different way than Joe did, and I think like the pterodactyl will hear that noise and kind of like look at you, Lisa, and like move up to you and kind of like make a noise, which is I don't know what that signifies, but it sounds like calmed or like appreciative, and I think like it will kind of like click its like beak and like so my initial thought is the consequence like a harm, but like, oh, what if this like pterodactyl just started following you around?
Yes.
Like, and I think it kind of like nips you in like around like, well, you're wearing a hazmat suit, but kind of like around your shoulders,
Yeah.
and kind of like nuzzles its beak against your cheek.
It's the best outcome.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
the
like,
best terrifying outcome.
okay, so you look, the consequence is you will now be responsible for a pterodactyl. All
right.
Myron says to resist it. Do you want to resist the consequence? No, this could
No,
be
I
good.
like it.
Okay.
I like it. I think Lisa is a little terrified that this pterodactyl seems to be following her around, but this
Yeah.
this is good for now.
Yeah. And since the pterodactyl is kind of like distracted and look, I think Joe, you recognize kind of like what's happening. Like this part of the in your exo scanner, it's probably it was described, kind of like, okay, pterodactyl's like being affectionate. So I think that gives you like that could give you leeway. That gives you like leeway to get off its shoulders at least.
Is hopping down an action, or can I just do it?
I think I can just do it because Lisa technically rolled like it's a 4 to 5. It's kind of like a partial success.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you just hop off. So again, the consequence is that you now are responsible for a pterodactyl.
This is
Like,
great. Jill hops off the shoulders of this pterodactyl, falls down. Congratulations. Gets up. Oh my god. Ugh. Lisa, do you have a name for this pterodactyl now that it's imprinted on you?
Oh dear. Betty.
Betty the
You.
pterodactyl makes
Yes.
a noise. I was nearly making a horse's neigh and realized halfway that's why that noise sounded weird. Sorry.
You are responsible for feeding it.
Okay.
You, Earthling, points her knife
Understood.
at you. What are you doing?
We're gonna come to a break, so I think like Yuri is just kind of like, lower her hands, and I think we kind of like will zoom away a bit to explain like what she's doing, which is scavenging, and I think like we kind of like zoom away a bit from the restaurant and kind of like zoom in on the crashed ship, and I think we'll get a shot of like Actually, no. Instead of that, I think like we'll come back to Yuri. And I think as she's like putting down her hands, she's about to explain that yeah, she's scavenging, and I think like you all hear this like faint pulsing sound, um, and coming from like the starship, the crash starship, like kind of like a beat that goes over like the senses, like something has kind of like activated inside, and it's just a small beat, like you all notice it, um um but it's a bit imperceptible. But I think like our moose friend um kind of like notice it and stirs and kind of like shakes, and obviously when it shakes, the earth shifts a bit, and I think it kind of like looks up, and in the distance you can see there is this kind of like storm forming in the horizon, kind of like this like strange, like almost psychedelic storm. It's kind of like what if like the aurora borealis was like a hurricane.
Wait, you're telling me there's an aurora borealis in this
Uh-huh.
part of the country at
Uh-huh.
this time of day,
Mhm.
localized entirely around this diner?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see it after the break. So let's take how long a break do you want to take? Like a 5 or a 10?
Let's do 10.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's give it 10, and then we'll come back, and yeah, we'll see what this storm is. We'll see how uh, our friends deal with their pet pterodactyl. But yeah, for now, as always, whoever's watching, don't forget to donate. And yeah, we'll see you all in 10. right, and we're back from a break. So just a quick check on our donations. We're now at £5,160. We've had a couple of donations since the previous one. We have one from Mario Eighth, who donated £25, and we have from Al, who's just here to tell us, "Hey, it's Al, just a regular moose." Uh,
The most normal.
the most normal. They're just here to chill. Uh, they're just here to hang out. Speaking of hanging out, I think when we cut back, I think Yuri has opened the pantry, and y'all are kind of just hanging out in the kitchen. As I think, yeah, you grab snacks. Um, like so it's the three of you, Yuri, and the pterodactyl, who is so big. It's kind of like crowding out most of the kitchen. But it's fine, no one's using the kitchen. I want to know kind of like what kind of snacks do you grab in like the pantry? Um,
I'm gonna see if Betty would like some like canned tuna.
hmm. um, Betty will kind of like give it like a sniff and slurp up the entire can in one go. Don't worry, you're in the pantry, so it'll be fine. But something to think about in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, what else are folks grabbing from this like restaurant pantry?
Jill is trying to figure out how many cans of cherries she can carry before realizing that all of her inventory slots are full. And
Yeah, I think this is the sort of thing you can like bring back to the vehicle probably.
Yeah, this is the vehicle mechanically has all the slots.
So Joe is in that case, Joe is moving cans of canned cherries, whatever canned goods she can find, dried beans, various bags of rice, whatever she can get her hand on that is like ready-made food, and just putting it over by the door. And she is sort of drinking the juice out of a canned cherry can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, those would be the type of stuff Vinny would be going towards besides the cherries. But the notable thing that Vinny's doing is that he goes on top of the roof and kind of it's set up to have places so you can strap stuff on when you need to or not. But the specific thing he's doing is putting kind of two of the horizontal bars together and lashing them so that Betty has a place to perch.
It's a great idea. I think also Lisa's feeding Betty cans of tuna until Betty seems satisfied, just to get a sense for how many cans of tuna this pterodactyl might eat.
Probably more than probably you'd want in a post-apocalyptic setting.
Oh dear.
But I think Betty will give you it's like will display its appreciation by again like patting its beak against your cheek, kind of like big pats to the side, and it makes a satisfied noise that I'm not going to try to replicate. And yeah, and I think like Yuri has kind of like just taken a bag of rice, and I think she says, "Hey, honestly, I only just came over here to get some rice. I've got a bike. I'm not really gonna be able to bring much more. I wasn't expecting to run into a spaceship crash that's kind of attracted giant moose and all sorts of other stuff creatures around here. But I gotta I gotta get back soon. I told my partner that I was just gonna go out. I tried to be joking about it. I told her I'm just gonna go get some rice. I know a place, and it's maybe a day. It's fine. We kind of accounted for this. But I should. Thanks for getting me out of that pickle.
Hold on. Joe puts down the cans of tuna and looks at Yuri up and down and says, "First, did you take anything from the spaceship?"
No, I'm just a journalist. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to
A
tangle with
journalist.
spaceship. Yeah, I mean, kind of. I meant to go around and collect stories. Well, okay. This is mostly my girlfriend's thing. Roisin, she wants to like because she's a writer and she kind of wants to keep like a kind of like keep writing going kind of. So I kind of travel around and kind of collect stories for her, and then I I'm not sure how she plans to do it. She used to be a writer for like a TV show, and obviously TV shows aren't a thing anymore. But I'm I didn't touch anything in the spaceship. No, I wouldn't tussle with that. I'm not equipped for that sort of thing.
Can I roll something to see if she's lying, just as like a luck or?
Oh yeah. Let's do. We can do a luck roll. So luck roll. One die for sheer luck. Is there a good reason it'll happen? Like so yeah. So I should say luck rolls are a bit different here in this game. They used to determine
Oh,
the
okay.
result of something outside the player's control. This could be the actual GM controlled character, mirror the likelihood of something happening. Building a luck roll.
So
Add
this would
one
just be
die
a.
for.
As this is a question, sorry for interrupting. I just
No
wanted to
worries.
ask, because it's outside of the player's control for a luck roll, this would just be a standard action.
Yeah, this could just be. Are you specifically want to determine if they're lying, right?
Yes, and
Um,
possibly intimidate them into sharing more than they need to share.
we can go the intimidation angle. If you want, I will say, like it, out of character, kind of. My plan is like, I don't think they're lying. I think I'm. Or are they lying? You know what? Let's do the roll. Let's do the roll.
Yeah, let's do the roll.
Yeah,
So
I'd say
I'm
this is
gonna
secure. Go ahead.
great. What's my effect?
Um, let's see. It's a bit different here in this game. Like effect really comes in if you have equipment.
Sure.
I think like if I was to say it's probably like standard or so. This is, but you're secure. You have one die for luck. Will a trait help? Are you using a trait for this?
I'm using stubborn. And then I think killer is affecting me negatively here.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you're down to 2 dice. One die for luck and the one other die and you're stubborn.
That's 6.
Okay. um yeah. I think like what do you say to like try to get more out of Yuri?
Everything will go better if you cooperate.
Uh, okay. What do you want me to cooperate on?
Did you take anything from the spaceship? Were you exposed to anything from the spaceship? Did you do anything to the spaceship?
Uh, uh, all I did was take a picture. I swear, just a picture. Here, hold on. And she will like pull out her smartphone, which is at a dangerous 20%. Um, and um, I think like she will like show you a picture of like the spaceship, which is like crashed into like this like um this weird spot where kind of like the marsh kind of like gives way to like the desert. So it's kind of like sinking in the marsh and almost kind of like sand. What does the spaceship in your fleet look like?
I think it looks straight up like something in between a Star Trek standard spaceship and a UFO. So it's very curved, very domey. I think there is a bridge that it looks so stupid. It looks like an antenna with a big orb on top of it that's made of glass. Where the captaining is done. Absolutely dreadful for surface to air combat because you just hit that and then it's done. But in space,
Yeah, I think like because you rolled like a 6, I'll give you something extra for this intimidation. I think that you will see like in the picture of the spacecraft, you'll see that like there is someone standing um kind of like on like kind of like on the doorway leading out, which is kind of like as the ship is like sinking, there's like a figure standing there. I think like they've got like a spacesuit on, but it's clear from the spacesuit it's like the colors of um kind of like an officer from your fleet. Um um kind of like I guess like um kind of the equivalent of like a military police. So
sure.
like yeah, like kind of like a double cop even. Like someone you do not want to mess around with.
Did you interact with the individual pictured here at all?
No, no, I didn't. Well, they might have seen me, but I did run. I was I was kind of tempted to talk to you. Honestly, like the stories like that most interested me are kind of like stories interacting with you
It's a good
you
thing
know
you did not speak with them. They would have killed you immediately.
well, that's good to know. I'm not planning to stick around here for too long. I'm just gonna get on my bike and get back to my partner with the rice, um, and some stories for from the road. Um,
Stop. She walks over to the front of the diner, picks up one of the cans of cherries, hands it to the woman as compensation for your cooperation.
Thank you. Um, sorry, I didn't get your name. Um, can I get your name?
Would it be a good idea to give the location and name of a ex USF officer? My name is unimportant. Oh shit. Vinny blurted out earlier. It was Joe.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So I think and then instead like Yuri will be like, yeah, we'll just call you Joe. I think so. Thanks, Joe, right? Joe gives you a nervous smile.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
If you see if you see a woman approximately 5'8", pointed ears, large green eyes, and short cropped hair, wearing a USF uniform marked with captain's colors, tell her to head north to the Caraway Ski Lodge. Thank you for your cooperation. You may leave.
Also, and Vinny's like, also, if you want to go to the ski lodge, please, you are welcome.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you all again.
Only while we are there, it is trapped.
There's other people there.
Yes,
I-
I know. But we can show you the path.
Yuri will say goodbye to Lisa as well, and hesitantly give Betty a wave. Betty kind of just like regards Yuri with like a. "Hmm." Thanks again. That was to Lisa, not to Betty.
Oh yeah. No problem.
Yeah. Good luck with the rest of your trip. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you down the highway. And yeah, I think
Yeah.
as Yuri goes, again you feel like that pulse, and I think maybe this is more known to Joe, but it's definitely like up. No, I think you recognize now that this is like something coming out of the spaceship. Like there's now this like bigger kind of like pulse, and I think this pulse kind of like roused Al. Um, and I think you can hear like the shifting as it like gets up, and kind of like shakes its head as it's irritated by this like almost this like pulsing kind of like beat. I think the pulse rings out again, and Al just kind of like lets out an almighty like bellow. My mind tried to figure out what was the word for what noise what moose make, and my mind just went to moose, like they moose. That's not the noise they make.
It's a horrible honk. It is like a baritone honk.
Yeah, I imagine that come from a moose the size of a mountain. And I think in the distance that almost like psychedelic aurora kind of like almost answers back in like a um in almost kind of like this shriek. I think we cut away, we get close to like that aurora, and I think Fooling, it's your turn to describe this kaiju. Tell us about this giant bat coming in from the horizon.
So this this creature, because we say bat, but unbeknownst to probably most people in this region, probably do think of it as a bat. It is actually a creature from, it's actually an alien that was accidentally came here through a portal and is usually agitated by shakes. Like I'm putting my hands in my air. You can't see me obviously. Everything. It is quite anxious. And yeah, so it is of like a dark midnight blue color, which means it's even more terrifying in the night as it basically just blacks out the stars and you still kind of can't see it. It and yeah, those Aurora Borealis is type it is kind of the after effects of beam that comes that it shoots out of its mouth, because this is a kaiju movie show, and of course it would. And the locals have been calling it Mercy, Murcy.
Yeah, I think it's that sounds honestly that sounds more terrifying to remember how you were describing it.
It is. I mean, it's. I mean, it's still a '70s kaiju movie, so you look at it and you're like, oh, it's not that terrifying. But like now,
yeah,
in the 2020 remake, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like the difference between like '70s Ghidorah and that King of Monsters Ghidorah from like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still terrifying for all its like '60s, '70s charm.
Yeah.
Like these wings floating. It's got a cool face that's just kind of like
Oh,
terrifying.
and I am sure that that the sound it's like this menacing lo-fi music that it gets for its theme,
Yeah.
like
It's great.
like original Gundam.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. I think we can say that like Mercy is like flapping in from like I guess like the other side of this like impromptu lake, kind of like around here ish. So it's a coming, almost
It's
kind
what
of being attracted by the around here. And like it's a coming at some point, and it's almost kind of being attracted by this like pulse. I think you can see in the distance, yeah, this horrible psychedelic storm coming in.
this is why we don't go to the Mega Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Uh,
Um,
before
mhm.
we proceed further, Zero, spending time collecting cans and stuff, would that count as a rest action?
Oh yeah, yeah. Since yeah, we kind of took a bit of a rest. I say a bit. Y'all did take a rest. Yeah. Yeah, I can count as a rest action. So, enjoy some downtime, heal up, fix things. Oh, we should have done that before we kind of closed it, but it's fine. Okay, let's do like yeah, quick rest. So, so rest actions, there's a few of them on the PDF. They're on page 14. What should we call it? So there's like a bunch of like things you can do that'll count as like a rest action. Um, trying to see if like is this like one rest action per person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, because you spend time, so one time equals like one rest action.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm just gonna do a quick first aid check on myself,
Mhm.
using USF Xenobiologist and my advanced medical kit, which is a tool
Oh hell
to.
yeah.
I'm just gonna roll that 46, and then Lisa and Vinny, y'all can do what you need to do.
Yeah. So for Vinny and Lisa, so what you can do is rest actions. You can treat, which is apply medicine or attempt first aid. You can eat, so you can use up to one snack to create a meal for yourself. This is kind of important because like in the normal cycle of this game, you have to have at least the well-fed box ticked before
Mhm.
the next day. Otherwise, you take a harm. Not gonna completely. That's not the most relevant thing in the one shot, but I'm just like shouting out here. It's like this is what you can do. You can repair. It will cost 2 rest actions, so this like helps like get rid of like the degradation from your equipment. You can cut loose, which is enjoy a moment of comfort or levity. Roll dice equals your bond level and reduce that much stress. Y'all know that cutting loose is a fortune dark gain. You can craft, which is you can create something. This is your long-term project. You can create stuff like protective spikes to a vehicle, create your own weird tech, or you can prepare, which is something you kind of do to like put ticks towards your goal clock, like which for those who don't know, a goal clock is like a drive-in beam saber. It's kind of like the big goal that characters are working on. So yeah, what do Vinny and Lisa up to do?
Um, I know this is a one shot, but Lisa was already feeding Betty on screen, so I think it would make sense to eat.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
I think she's also like putting together a snack and eating it too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so tick that well-fed box.
Yeah, and let's see here. Oh, every single one of us started well fed, so that's good. We have food, so I don't need. I mean, it made no sense, but from Vinny, Vinny will. I mean, it says 2 rest actions, so I guess it's.
That's like 2 time, basically.
Yeah.
You could cut loose.
We could.
Yeah, you might as well, since you got stress. And
Yeah, that's true. Actually, no, that's good. Okay, so let's. How does Vinny cut loose? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is how he does it. Okay, 1 second. So he will he's basically prepping the van, making sure everything's set so that when they leave, they can just leave, strapping everything down. But obviously, there is music. Like, the ways he's relieving stress is turning on the music, right? It's putting the and I think what's playing on the radio, the tape deck now is what makes sense. It's going to be the track "The Breaks" by Curtis Blow.
ooh.
Great.
I can't believe you didn't put on a classic Devin Decibel track.
It is like canonically like 1980 something.
Oh yeah, I know.
And 7 decibel transcends all time periods.
That is fair.
Yeah, but yeah, Curtis Blow is great. Who are you cutting loose with? Who are you like hanging out with?
If it probably makes the most sense to. Would it be maybe is it Lisa? Is there somebody else? Or is
Lisa would be
Lisa
fun.
Joe. Yeah, Lisa would be great. We need more
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah.
It's great.
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And quick framing question. I imagine this is taking place after we get the cut in of the horrible bat creature in the sky.
Yep.
Yeah, as you kind of like, I think right as we're probably like finish up resting.
Yeah, this is this is a flashback ostensibly of rest.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah, bat.
bat in the distance. Maybe like this like the scene can like end with them like seeing how the bat the bat storm progress, so to speak. But yeah, no, let's see the scene first. Yeah, do like does Lisa like just walk by as you're playing this music, or does like Vinny just kind of like invite Lisa over to like have a quick chat to like loosen up, so to speak? How does this go?
Yeah, I think Lisa walks by and we set up earlier that Vinny had set up a perch for the for Betty. And so I think Lisa walks over and is like, "Thanks for doing that, by the way." And then I think she's also like, "Hey, Betty, do you want to check that out?" And I don't know if Betty like goes up there right away, but
Betty is down for anything you want to do. So so Betty just kind of like ambles over, and kind of like listens curiously to the music, like hmm, hmm. I think there's like a moment where like it listens and then kind of like maybe the song doesn't grab them, so they're kind of like kind of like almost like does a shrug and kind of like looks away and kind of like ambles away.
Oh, and I think this is maybe the point right before the bat no the attack from the bat. Like we hear that. It's like, oh, you don't like this? What about? And then smash cut to big giant laser sound effect and Borealis effect in the background. Like, oh yeah, right,
Yeah.
kaiju. Okay, so mechanically though, I will now roll dice equal to my bond level with Lisa, which is 1. And then reduce that much stress. And then add a new belief and increase bond level with them. They do not increase the bond level.
Yeah. So what's a new belief about Lisa that Vinny has now?
Yeah. So I rolled a 3, which is great because that means that I rolled a perfect amount of stress to remove. But yeah, the new one for Lisa. Okay. I mean, so I was definitely right about Lisa was tougher than she thinks. Hope she realizes that. Okay. Let's just. Okay. Lisa's was able to tame the tame Betty. I bet she can do that with the lodge. So this is now my belief that Lisa can be like a leader, like as opposed to just like a manager, right? It's
Yeah. Some more faith on her. Does like Vinny express this in any way to Lisa, or is it just they're just kind of like they were just like listening to the song and like good companionship?
I mean, the bond was from that like the role before, right?
Oh, yeah.
But so I don't. Yeah, Vinny's not going to say anything besides maybe like a good going back there. So, but no, I don't. Potentially something where somebody else, Lisa, would be able to pick up on a change or like a. But also, Vinny's kind of always bright and positive. So who knows?
Yeah, and I think Lisa is like thanks. Although I'm not sure what I'm going to do about Betty long term.
I bet Betty can. Yeah, Betty likes fish, right? She might
Yeah.
be able to help catch some for the rest of us.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'll have to get to work on training her.
The Betty makes a harumph sound. Um, all right.
If we're ending the scene here, then I think Joe comes out and says, "Sorry to interrupt, but we do need to get going on the UFO project. Al has woken up, and I think something's approaching from the northwest. Could be the bat creature."
Yeah, that looks like Mercy.
She looks up.
Or
Ah,
But
damn it.
the Borealis, yeah, it's like, yeah, it looks like Mercy's work. Whoops. Better get going.
Yeah. Yeah, we better get going.
all right. So I think we approach the ship, and I think it's time to put another plan in action. I think like walking up to the ship, you'll see that like there it is like sinking into the marsh, but you can hear like the unmistakable like sound of like the device pulsing within. And I think like it has kind of like it's not just attracted a bat, it has attracted like a host of like creatures crowding around the place. A lot more of those emu-sized roadrunners are kind of like wandering about, um kind of like clucking and like running confused. The ecosystem is like going wild around here. So yeah, what's the plan? What's your like approach? Oh, actually,
I think Lisa asks, do we think the device is causing all this?
It is most likely, given how the disruptions have not only interfered with Al, but also Mercy's normal migration patterns. It could be that our military officer is trying to put out a distress signal of some kind, or a GPS, or your equivalent of a GPS, our equivalent of a GPS pinging. Regardless, they are going to be a significant obstacle in procuring the communication array.
So
So we'll need to
what do you want
sneak
to do?
around.
I agree, Lisa. I do not think that open diplomacy is going to be the most viable option here.
Vinny, what were you gonna say?
Vinny was just gonna ask what do they want to do, and so no, we can just say that Vinny was just like, all right.
Okay. All right. So you're doing interaction, prepared to enter situation. Costs 1 time. Yeah. Let's do the engagement roll. So your plan is to like kind of like sneak into the ship. Everyone who wishes to help in the plan goes through and answers the following questions. Do any traits help in sneaking?
I'm gonna put forward killer.
Yeah. I'll accept that.
Surviving.
Yep.
Would pacifist help since we're not attacking directly?
I'm gonna be generous and say yes.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, no, but organizer would be probably okay.
Yeah.
So I think,
Oh,
I think you're good either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. Do any traits hinder? So that's 3 dice, I should say. Do any traits hinder?
Yes, I think USF xenobiologist makes me extremely spottable from half a mile away to whoever this military officer is.
Mm-hmm. So that's 1 die. Anyone else have any hindering traits?
I don't think so for me.
Would Vinny's smiling, their propensity towards, not killing people, or even being,
I always took
harmful?
that for more of a happy-go-lucky, let's all get along, as opposed to, okay, this is time to be sneaky. Like, so.
Okay.
I would say more that smiling would hurt more in potentially times to get like situations where he'd have to actually be mean.
Totally.
Yeah. I think like for like the plan, which is the sneak, yeah, I don't think it hinders just yet.
What about
And
Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have any negative ones for this particular one.
Yeah. It's nice to reframe the action as like, yeah, sneaking. So it could be fine. No one has any fears or injury. Well,
I cleared mine.
You cleared yours, yes. Do you want to spend extra time on it? We're now at like 8. I added all the rest actions as well. So and there's already 8 because like the one time it cost to put this plan into action. So we're at 8 out of 12. It is kind of getting late in the day.
There's a giant kaiju, so I don't think we have the time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You spent some time on lookout beforehand. That was a long time ago now at this point.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that technically would be would be that we have the picture.
Mynar says in the chat, technically, the way the clock works, it's nighttime because 12 out of 12 represents the dead of night.
Oh yeah, crossing over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is like nighttime.
It's
dark.
It's evening, which is also why the bat's out.
Yeah, you can see the psychedelia. So what were you saying about the picture?
Like, there's an argument to be made that the picture that we saw is giving us the intel that we would have got from looking out, right?
Oh, like yeah. The thing is, like, lookout is like a specific action.
Yeah, it's a specific role. Yeah, that's fair.
It's a specific plan. Yeah. The picture is more like the flag that like there's someone there that you don't want to mess with.
That's fair. Yeah. I was just that case.
No worries. 2 dice. 2d6. It's still still good odds, I'd say. Who wants to roll?
I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
Double twos, desperate action, baby.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
It'll be fine. Okay, so on a 2, 3, the obvious way forward is gone. Yeah. Gosh. So I think like there's something that gives you pause. By default, the action is risky since we're 4 6 to cock to overcome. Yeah. Yeah, I think like you sneak around, and I'm sure like Joe probably knows like a way to like there's a side entrance or like another way into like this like sinking like ship. And I'm gonna say like um maybe like I think you do kind of like get in. What's like the interior of okay, you don't get in yet, but like actually let's check. Yeah, I think like you come across the side to like the side entrance, and I think you will kind of like filter in, and you kind of like see that like you can get through the side entrance. What is like the what's kind of like the vibe of like the inside of a USF spaceship? Like God, this is rough because like
My suggestion would be like Star Trek retrofuturism, except how disturbing is it when you walk into a place that's supposed to be brightly lit and it's just dark? So normally what would be a very sort of positive, almost utilitarian atmosphere has suddenly become deeply, deeply disturbing. The chrome sort of reflecting what faint light there is down very long hallways, not enough to sort of brighten up the place, but enough for you to recognize how deep the dark goes.
yeah, I think like the moment you'll like walk in, like God, a laser bolt kind of like shoots out from like down a corridor, and I think like smashes itself like on like just like the top of like the doorway, and like do you okay, more questions for Joe, sorry.
Hello.
Do y'all have your own language? Just curious.
Much like imperial societies and strangely America. What's up with that? There is a presumed universal basic. In America, it's English. In England, it's English. I think in the USF, it's just called basic. I think Lisa might understand this because she's a language learner. I'm not going to approximate it because I don't want to construct a conlang on the fly, but we could translate for the viewing audience at home.
Yeah, I think it calls out. Maybe Vinny out. Lisa has like understanding with, but Vinny maybe like, pass over a bit.
What's the subtitle say?
Um, God. The subtitles say say that was a warning shot. The next one won't miss. And I think like on the other side of the down corridor steps, again, just like this space suit. Can't even call it like a person because all you see is like the space suit because they've got like um this like chrome kind of like dome helmet and this like um I guess like dark blue like colors. And they're holding like, a ray gun. That's the vibe. And like they have like an insignia of like, almost like almost like an inquisitor kind of like officer. And I think they keep speaking. I think like their voice comes out in like this like staticky kind of like almost robotic tone because it's coming out of like a speaker on their spacesuit. As they kind of like say, "I don't believe you are my relief, judging from the company you keep. Who are you?"
Um. Joe keeps quiet.
Hmm.
Deliberately non-compliant. Lisa, I do think did you understand this, Nicole?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a little tricky because I think Lisa was hoping that Joe would take the lead and Joe went completely silent. I think Lisa probably understands more than she speaks, but I think she does attempt a like I think she does say, "My name is Lisa. We come in peace." In basic, but I think that's like all she can manage, kind of in basic. Like she can't manage a whole lot, but she understands more.
Yeah. Okay, this sounds like a role to like try to diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So the funny thing was like you rolled a 2 in like most other like Fortune Dark games that is like, a 1 to 3 is like the worst, but actually 2 to 3 is like the second worst. If you had rolled a 1 and the engagement roll, that's like the worst. So it's not
Got it,
too
got it.
bad.
Oh,
It's not the worst, but it can still get bad. You rolled a 1, a world-shattering event is your obstacle.
Oh my god.
But here it's you're at gunpoint. Someone's at gunpoint. You're at gunpoint. Okay. So Lisa tries, it makes the entreaty.
okay.
Start with 1 die for luck. Will a trait help you?
Pacifist or language learner or both, or I'm not sure how that works.
I think you have to pick one. I think for in a
Okay.
relevant trait. So will a trait. And
I'll pick language learner then.
all right. So does any trait hinder you?
Not currently.
Okay. You don't have any fears or injuries at the moment. Do you want to push yourself or take a GM's consequence?
I'll push myself.
All right. 2 stress.
Oh
All
yes.
right.
Does anyone want to assist?
Look, Vinny got the words miss, not relief, and peace. So Vinny's kind of on it. He's just playing that by ear, so he will not be helping.
Okay.
Joe hates these people so much that she's not gonna help. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Aw. And Betty can't fit through the door, so they're just right outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 3 dice.
Okay.
You're at a risky position.
Okay.
All right.
4.
Okay, yeah, 4.
We're
God.
making progress.
Yeah, it's some progress. Okay. God. Okay. Sorry, just double checking something here. Actually, no, I think I missed it. Okay. I think like the I think like I don't know how you can hear a sneer, but you can hear you can hear a sneer come through the comms of this like person. And say sorry, what was it Lisa said again? I got distracted.
Oh, I said, my name is Lisa. We come in peace.
I think this person, yeah, you hear the sneer and they say, my name is Officer Lambda, and we do not. Move over here. So the success is that they're not going to shoot you right now. The consequence is that like they have you at gunpoint, and they still kind of like think they have the upper hand, so they're getting you to like move closer, basically. And like kind of like yeah, move closer to like so where they can like see you. And I guess like do you comply, Lisa?
Yes. Yeah, I'll comply with moving closer so they can see me.
Yeah, as a consequence for everyone is that like Lisa is now like at closer like gunpoint, so like if the other two do something, it's gonna be tricky. Okay, so I was looking on the round, and effect is I think basically only applies if you use equipment.
Well, it
Here.
also applies if there's like a base level
Oh yeah.
of effect. It's like it's at the very end of that section.
Oh okay. Actually, sorry, I skipped. I stopped until the very end of that section. So I guess like that will be like, what is the base effect? Well, if you're there, I was just trying to find that. So I just want to know because I put a 6-tick clock for this person, for Officer Lambda.
Maybe it's limited.
Yeah, I think it's limited. That makes sense. From this interaction, y'all don't really have anything. They've got the gun.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think as now you're like close, I think like yeah, Officer Lambda kind of like tells you like, turn and face your compatriots. That's to Lisa.
If any, they're
Oh.
going to kill her.
Sorry, say that again, Joe.
Joe says to Vinny, they're going to kill her to prove a point. We have to act now.
I think Lisa. Oh, go ahead, Vinny.
Vinny nods and just I mean, from a game mechanic, could I make a move, or are you finishing up the move that we just did?
We just finished up the move. Yeah,
okay.
So basically, what Lisa accomplished is that like Officer Lambda did not shoot you all immediately.
Right. But basically just order like from what Joe just said, whether or not that's actually the reality, Vinny now thinks, okay, cool. Okay, that's happening. So, and then just to make it clear, I just want to get this picture. We can see the captain, right?
Yeah, the officer. Yeah.
Officer, yeah.
You can see them. Like they're on like the other end of like this corridor that you just stepped into. It's like Star Trek ass corridor.
How far away?
I'd say like not too far, like a couple feet, maybe like 7 or 8 feet away. The main thing is that they now have like Lisa in front of them. What are you hoping to do?
With a smile on my face, I
Right.
reach down for what looks potentially like a concealed, like, quote unquote ray gun. But if you were paying attention in the background of the earlier thing, this is Chekhov's redeployable net. So I'm basically reaching for it, like shooting this, like, let's see here. What's the? It's definitely looks like it's that plasma CGI effect. The intent is to basically net and to put the officer in a net that they can't have to escape from to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my plan.
Hell yeah, I'm down for this plan.
Yeah.
All right. Let's sorry, just going around on this PDF. Yeah, let's build this roll. One die for luck. What's your trait? Is there a trait there that can help you?
So I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because I have 2 pips in both of them. But either smiling to come off, like to make this a surprise, or surviving because I know how to hunt and shoot. Like, both are things that I have done.
Yeah, I think either or. I think surviving probably fits the most.
Yeah, I think surviving is probably the better one, but I guess it would be like, at least in this case, also because I'm not trying to kill. I guess smiling doesn't hurt me.
Yeah. So that's 2 dice, and there's no hindering. You have no injuries or fears. So, push yourself or take a consequence.
Oh, we are. In this specific case, I would push myself because it's not me in the line of fire.
All right.
I'm not taking the devil's bargain on somebody else's resistance roll.
Oh, wait, sorry. Is this a resistance roll? Or...
No. What I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? It's like the person in danger is not Mike, like, is not Vinny, right?
Okay, yeah.
So Vinny will push himself to put himself more in danger as opposed to the supposed devil's bargain, which would be, you know what I mean? Like, consequences of the person who is, as far as Vinny knows, is in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're all in danger, but Lisa more so than us two. So
yeah, I think this position is still probably like risky.
Oh yeah,
if this goes like maybe bad a bit more, we'll tip down.
This could go really bad.
Yeah. All right.
So we're at 4.
Yeah. Anyone want to assist?
I don't think I can.
I guess you could by ducking. This could have been a thing that we know how to do, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to duck.
Yeah.
Especially because I think if the command turn around and face your friends was happening right before this action took place, I think Lisa would be really, really scared.
Oh, you probably see like the nod from like Joe whispering. You see Vinny nod and then wink at you, like, you know what I mean? Like that's like the signal.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So we're at 5d6.
Yeah.
Keep the highest. Oh, right. Yeah, it's +2. That's thank you. Thank you, Mynar. Question, can you split? I don't know. 66 if I swear to keep 66 with the same effect and hope for multiples.
60. Okay,
Let's
yeah.
go.
I think because you're using your net, this will be like great effect, honestly, because
Okay,
it's weird.
if we're already at great, then I'm gonna go for the multiple dice.
Yeah.
Min maxing.
Oh, right. Lisa, are you okay with taking 2 stress? Because we now have a bond of 2.
Well,
I
the thing
don't.
is, Lisa. It's Lisa's bond to Vinny, not Vinny's bond to Lisa. If Vinny's assisting,
We're both at
it's
2.
oh, is it Lisa too? No, because it's Lisa's assisting.
Oh,
The
right.
bond-
Lisa's at
Yeah.
so it's just a +1. So it's actually just a 1 because my bond is right.
Yeah, I think so.
Do
yeah,
bond?
hold on.
Sorry, hold on.
Let me double check.
This is the most friends of the table thing we've ever done. Stopping a high stakes scene to talk about rules. Does the bond clock progress at the same time across both parties, or is it one bond clock increases, the other bond clock stays the same unless you do another cut loose action?
Yeah, it's one bond increases because it says in the action that the other one does not increase their bond clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me double check assist.
Yeah, I think it's the assist with so.
Yeah. Okay. To do so, they mark an amount. Okay. Any other characters present can assist an ally on an action roll. To do so, they mark an amount of stress equal to your bond level with the character they're assisting. So Lisa's assisting Vinny, so it's her bond level.
Yes.
So it's only 1.
It's only 1. So yeah,
Okay.
well we're at 5d6, which is still very good.
Yeah. Still good. And you already great effect with your cool alien Chekhov's net.
Yep.
That you showed to your brother.
Yes, I did. That is a 6.
Woohoo!
Hey! Hell yeah. So that is 3 ticks. So
For the record, that was 2 1s, a 2, a 5, and a 6. So
doing our best. Yeah. So Duck, what does this look like? What does this like alien net look like?
So it's like I was kind of like once again leaning on 70s sci-fi. It is that warping orange color. Like it starts out as one beam and then you can see like it turning into a net. It's literally just a net, and then once it hits or once it smash cuts and you see it's just honestly it's just orange rope. Let's be honest with ourselves that somebody tried to put some tape over it to make it look more more odd, but it's just a like bright orange rope intertwined with like black tape, but obviously this is because this is still a 70s kaiju movie. But the important part was that it looked cool as the plasma before it turned into a net.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so Lisa ducks, you give the signal, and Officer Lambda gets entangled. I think they give this like again it coming through like this staticky voice comm they have is like this like horrible electronic like shriek. And I think like they're still not completely defeated because they're 2 ticks away. So but Lisa's no longer like in danger. They will, however, start kind of like shooting indiscriminately in the corridor. Yeah. So you still have to get through them to get to like, because they're the obstacle.
Yes.
And they start screaming, and I don't know if Lisa recognizes, but Joe, you recognize it's a lot of expletives in Imperial Base. A lot of swearing going around.
Joe's gonna go in for the kill.
Hell yeah. What does that look like?
I think she takes out her multi-tool which looks huge in her hands. I think it's just like the largest multi-tool that you can get on the market. The knife is unclicked. It has been sharpened. And she is going to run in from the side, and while they're down on the ground, take him out.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's build this roll. I think it's still risky. They're like a big threat. 1 die for luck. What's a trait? Will a trait help you?
Killer.
Any trait hinder you?
No. I was thinking maybe stubborn, but I think in this instance, I think I am fine.
Hell yeah.
Unless you disagree, GM.
No, I think they're fine. I've been accused of being very generous as a GM. It's fine. Will your injuries or fears impact you? No, you don't have any. Do you want to push yourself or take a consequence?
What would the consequence be?
Yeah, there we go.
You get some kaijus?
Oh yeah. You'll hear a giant ribbit echo
Great.
from beneath.
The Ribbit from Beneath is my favorite short story. Great, I'm taking that die. I'm also going to push myself for an additional die. What's my effect?
Oh, I should say this is not one of those games where you can do both. You can only do either.
Oh my gosh. That's fine. I don't want to gain any more stress. So that's 3d6.
Yeah. Your effect, you have a multi-tool. They have a net on them. It's gonna be a great effect.
Can somebody help me for additional die?
That's up to them.
I can. I just want to. I'm trying to figure out what. Besides the effect, the net's already there. It's like,
yeah.
What more could I?
Maybe like narratively, there's like a setting on your gun to like make the net tighter, or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I actually because I'm assuming that they're struggling, right? The officer Lambda is struggling to get out.
Oh yeah, that's why they're kind of like starting to like they're yelling, they're like grabbing at the net, they're like entangled in it.
Oh, okay. So what ends up happening is that, yeah. No, I like the I like your idea that like there's some sort of like setting on this thing that I am pushing to try to enhance the strength, and you of course get like the CGI effect of it glows a little bit again, like for a second.
Can you read your Joe bond?
Yes, I can.
Oh, we should have been doing that. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
what's
good.
your bond with Joe?
This is kind of a weird thing to read now. But it's Joe needs to learn to relax. Wait, what do they do for fun back home? Question.
Great. My bond with Vincent Vinny Fisher is every Earther this dumb? Just not very nice. I'm very sorry. 46. Let's go.
Let's go. It's a great effect. It's risky. It's all good. I mean, it could still go south. Well,
5.
5's good. Oh,
Huh.
we lost the caption bot. It's fine. We'll get it back. Yeah, 5. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome back, caption bot. Okay. So consequences. Yeah, I think like you will absolutely like take a harm getting close. Because they're like starting to like shoot. You are gonna do it because like it's a success, and that's 2 entire ticks. And that's Officer Lambda done. What does this look like actually? Tell me what it looks like as you like go in.
I think it's the anime wide shot of for doing the little rogue run down the corridor. I think I take a laser point blank, but I keep moving forward, and down goes the knife.
Yeah. I think like you take the shot. That's level 1 harm. Don't worry, there's another consequence because you were sort of risky position, so there should be another
Yep.
consequence. It'll be fine. Yeah, I think you take the shot, but you stab them, and they kind of like stop. And I think like in their dying breath, they say, "I knew it was you, Jocasta Mew, the traitor." You and your captain are due to stand for your crimes. We thought we'd find her first. We have her location after all.
Tell me now, and your death will be quick.
My death is assured. My standing in our fleet is assured. You know, fascists ain't gonna give you anything, I guess. This one won't. And they kind of like die. I will say, to help with your goal, you can probably like, grab like, I don't know, a comms unit off them that might be able to tell you some clues. But yeah, no, they're not gonna tell you. And I think they just kind of like laugh, and the harsh electronic laughter kind of like fades as they die. Here's the other consequence. Well, actually, no. This isn't the other consequence because you already accepted this. But as they die, you hear again a big ribbit from down below. A big, deep-throated, like just ribbit. And I think Nicole, it's your turn to tell us about this kaiju. Last but certainly not the
Right.
least.
All right. So, his name is Hoppy. That's what he's known as locally, and he is a giant. He's kind of like a Sonoran desert toad. That's his overall look, but he has really like long, spindly legs. And oh yeah, he's about the size of a house. And the most worrying thing about this kaiju is that it secretes a really powerful toxin. So it's like a psychotropic. It has a psychotropic effect, but it's just also really bad to get it on any part of you, really. So that's what we got to look out for from Hoppy.
Yeah, I think like you can like even like feel the vibes from its like psychotropic poison, like even like through all this like metal and stuff, as like the earth shifts and like Hoppy emerges from like the marshes next to like your next to like your ship, and like sorry, I'm just keeping in mind all the consequences that from this roll happen. So Joe takes one minor injury. The Hoppy consequence was the GM consequence accepted. I think your multi-tool will get like a point in degradation. And the stab true does like this spacesuit, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think like you can feel the weird psychotropic poison kind of like not kick in, but like everything feels a bit like woozy and weird as the ground shifts and a giant hopping toad kind of like emerges, connects to the ship. You hear Betty yell like "Arr!" and like flapping of like
No.
wings. And Hoppy just answered back with a big ribbit. And yeah. God. Y'all gotta go find the thing. And like try to go.
My question is because of the frog appearance. Because of the frog appearance, am I also taking an additional harm?
I was gonna pitch maybe like an emotional additional harm from finding out that your the USF might be targeting your captain, your but I can see it because of the frog as well.
I was more thinking the frog is just more. We now have less time than we thought, right?
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah, I
that's
think
a
that's
frog now. That's a problem.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, the other consequence I was gonna say, if it wasn't like another harm, would be like your multi-tool gets degraded.
Let's do two harms. I'm just gonna very quickly resist. Blasted. I'm gonna keep paranoid.
All right. Okay. Let me just double check again. Resistance. See, it's a bit different.
That's a
Roll
six.
dice equal to number of under the number of traits. Yeah, that's. Oh hell yeah! All right. So yeah, you grab. Um, you don't take that harm, but yeah. I'm gonna say because yeah, I'm looking at the time. I'm gonna say I'm gonna make finding and escaping just like a whole, just like one clock in itself. I'll put this here. It's another 6-tick clock. Y'all filled it up. Finding everything, escaping. So any action you put towards doing that will help fill the clock. But since like with the scene is like finished, I think we should shout out some donations while we're here.
Woohoo!
Yeah, because we actually have quite a few since how the regular Moose donated. We're now at £5,223 and 33 pence. Shout outs to Devin, who says I love Roll Plus Bond, also Free Palestine. To our great host Cole, who's currently hosting the stream. Who wants to say thanks everyone for the amazing stream, all the donations, for being such a wonderful group of people. This has been so fun and wholesome. Can't wait for next year's stream. Suti, thanks for the great games this year. Donation from Baggy, hopefully next year. For this year, contribute what I can. Any little helps, Maggie, thank you so much for donation. Oh, Officer Lambda donated as well and said some rude words.
I will note that it just says explicitives on the Tiltify. They did not type actual rude words, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Y'all gotta go find the thing. Find the MacGuffin, the communication device. And like again, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna ask each of you to like do an action. To see if how much you can fill up this clock and find the thing. Find an escape as like a like a tree kaiju battle is like brewing outside, and you can feel like the effects of Hoppy kind of like start to fall upon the ship. So yeah, I'm gonna ask each of y'all like who like starts off to try and find the device.
I could use my lock pick to like help open doors quicker.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's do this action. I think with a lockpick.
Okay.
You're gonna go from like standard to like great effect. let's see you do a roll for this.
Okay. I'd like to roll organizer then.
All right, yeah. 1 die plus organizer. Any trait hinder you think?
I don't think so.
Okay. No injuries or fears. Do you want to push yourself or take a consequence?
I'm just checking my stress. I'm at 6. Yeah, I'll push myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes, take a fear, take a fear, take a fear.
You're on the cusp of it.
Get scared.
Scary situation. What if something bad happens to Betty? It's like
Oh no.
it's gonna be it's gonna be fine. All right. So that's extra die. Anyone want to assist?
I will.
Hell yeah. What is Joe's bond to Lisa?
Jones. Joe Jones. Oh my god. Joe's bond with Lisa is practical skills and practical mindset. She would never survive the USF.
Yeah, because she's too good for them.
So what I think this looks like practically is that describe what Lisa's doing again, Nicole.
So, Lisa is searching room to room, but she's also using the lockpick to get through like different rooms quicker, and especially ones that might have been sealed off.
Then I think that Joe is lending her expertise. She served on a vessel like this, so she knows where all the important stuff is. And as she's directing you around, you see the blood of the person you tried to save diplomatically on her sleeves.
Yeah.
That's something to talk about in the future. Yeah, that's the next. Take the next die. Joe, take a stress. Hell yeah. All right, that's
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 5 because you
Okay. Great.
push yourself with great effect.
Yeah. 5. What? Okay.
Oh.
Did it work? Why did that not work?
Oh, there it goes.
Triple fives.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? That's clearly has to be a thing. That's 5. That's a full house. That's 3 5s and 2 3s.
I played
We're not-
Bellagio. I know.
Sadly, we're not using poker rules as a resolution mechanic. Someone should work on that. Yeah, all right. So it's still great effect. So you're gonna get through. I should have titled this clock the find device and escape. Because I'm I'm looking at the time. Shout out to Mynar in the chat. Yeah, I think with the two of you, you can like get through which doors you need to get through, instead of like wasting time like unpicking every door. This is not a Fallout game at the moment, sadly. There's no time. I think you'll get to like the bridge, and I think you'll find like the device there, and I just have to ask, what sort of kit bashed items did the production team for this TV show had to use to create this communications device?
Oh my goodness. Somebody has to have one detail. Everyone has to have one detail.
Yeah, like what everyday stuff the production had to use.
Oh, the knobs are thimbles, just painted.
I think they heavily modified. You know that kid's toy that's like a little piano.
Yes.
I think they painted that heavily to make it look like clacky keys.
Nice.
The final detail is that it's just straight up a pot lid for the dish that's sort of poking out of it. connected by what can only be described as toilet pipes.
God. All right. You found the device. It is kind of like, I guess, like it is kind of like attached. Thinking it's probably not that interesting to like have to make you like figure out how to get it off. You know, it's the MacGuffin. You found it. Now you kind of have to like get out, I guess. I realize I'm condensing a lot of like big moves all at once, but like I kind of want to get through this to give you all some like space to like do some like longish epilogues.
Yeah, and also there is the stream committee coming in at the end.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, they usually come at the end of like the top of the hour.
Gotcha, boss.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We have as much as I'm speeding up, we do have time. Okay, because the main thing I want is to give you all one last like role to look cool, kick ass, and be helpful.
We got two roles in us.
Yeah.
And this is what Joe's doing.
Yes.
She turns. Is this UFO in a workable condition to get back to our van?
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah. You know what? It might be, yeah. I think like just to get to the van, I think so.
Can I make some kind of roll to get it set up so that Vinny can drive us the hell out of here?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Okay, yes. You do the roll to set up Vinny. Yeah, setup is also a thing still here. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can. You can always do a roll. Like, even if you don't have a trait that will do it, you always get one die for luck.
I'm thinking this is stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're kind of like it. It was cool because like the officer was like, "Oh, I'm stuck here. I better call for help." And Joe's just like, "No, this thing is still workable. This thing can still go."
We could still salvage this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push myself for one die. The kaijus are fighting in the background. The rubber suits are clashing. Somebody's setting off dollar store explosives on a set, and something caught fire, so they had to cut away real quick, and it's visibly burned in a way that's unrealistic. And it's just a nightmare outside as this giant moose fucking fights a bat on strings. It's great. And I'm gonna roll through 46.
Hell yeah. Oh, do you want to assist, Vinny?
I think Vinny's assisting in more like I guess it'd be like testing, right? Like it's like moving one arm, like whatever system we have, which is probably like what is the funniest way to do this? Well, you know what? We can figure out the funniest way to do this after the roll, but that is kind of how like you can kind of.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
She set it up to have a similar stick shift to the van.
Yes.
And so you're telling her how to arrange something to be stick shift.
This is wild.
I'm using my multi-tool to do this, by the way.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, that's like it's a great effect then with the multi-tool. God, how do we let you have a multi-tool? It's fine. All right, 5d6.
You got it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
That's a 5.
What is up with all these 5s? God. What is the consequence? In the time that it takes you to do this, Betty takes a harm. No, I'm not gonna do that.
No!
No.
Give me the harm. Monster.
Can I harm your multi? Yeah, I'm gonna harm your multi-tool. I think come on, take that point in degradation. It's fine.
Damn.
Because like the way you're converting this thing, it's like yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just take the point. But yeah, you do it, and Vinny, you're up, I guess.
Yeah. So okay, so we start with 1. I get 2 for driving. I get I'm pushing myself, so that's happening for sure. Going to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is anyone assisting? I'd ask Lisa, but you're like one stress away.
Hey, if Lisa takes a fear, that'd be a cool way to close out the session. Just saying.
Okay.
Putting that on the table.
Yeah, I can help by reading I think maybe while they were setting up, I was making sense of the manual since I know some of the language.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
so
is
I'm helping translate some of it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. God. Well, we'll discuss what the fear is after the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5d6 is what we have going.
I imagine roll another 5.
4.
4. It's it's
Worse.
that is so wild. All these mixed successes. I mean, you're gonna do it. It's just miss success is still a success.
Yeah.
Say.
I think I know what I have.
Uh-huh.
I think it's since this is a 4, right? And this is clearly like some risky situation. Like we didn't say it was risky or desperate, but it's probably desperate. Level 2 harm.
Oh.
I think I'm hurt.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe part of it is like interfacing the thing. Part of it is just like the sheer. What does this look like?
Okay. Yeah, this is like obviously cutting back between all of us. We're all doing the Star Trek like shake, like camera shake. You definitely see, maybe you see a wire. You know what I mean? Like this is a B movie. Of the smoke coming out of the art put together spaceship that shouldn't be flying in the first place. And then you see us almost get hit by the Aurora Borealis, and then you see us almost get hit by like a tongue. Like, and to be fair, like there's no way we were dodging this stuff. We were just getting very lucky. But I think maybe we get knocked a little bit by like a moose, like a moose antler, like, and it's not like it's clearly not trying to attack us. It's just it's in combat, right? This is just an after effect, and that is putting us completely off course or like off like kilter. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think the consequence of this is because Vinny is like trying to keep us together. This tells everybody to like grab something, take cover, and we crash somewhere in the.
I think you could still. I want you to get back to your van, basically. So maybe like you crash around here.
Yeah, like we hit some trees, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So so I probably have something like some body part, a broken bone somewhere.
Ooh. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think level 2 makes sense. Yeah, but hey, you drove a spaceship.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's exactly right.
Hell yeah. That's something to tell your brother. Yeah. And I think y'all can like, you got the device, you got it out of the vicinity. I think you can see Al and Mercy kind of like clash, and Hoppy like hops up on top of Al and just agitates Al and kind of like exacerbates and like I think they clash around, they clash around like near the lake. It's a big fight. But y'all can like get out of the spaceship. and pile back into the van. With the communication device.
And only the communication device.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess like there's maybe not that much time.
I guess potentially what I'm throwing out there is we know where the spaceship it now crash landed and nobody else does.
Yeah, I don't think people notice it with when there's
Yeah.
tree kaiju
Yeah.
battling it out. Yeah.
I know what I know what Lisa's fear is.
Ooh.
Um,
Tell us.
because and this is something that we came up with in session zero, but hasn't been brought up yet. But Lisa's traumatic event on her character sheet is that an alien spacecraft was shot down, crash landing into her neighbor's home. And so her fear is spaceships. I think enough
Great.
bad things happened on and around spaceships now.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. What's like the mood in the van as y'all drive back to Lodge? Like, is there much chat? Is there like a victory like music mix? Or is it just silent as the monsters fight in the background?
I think that Joe has stolen something from the UFO, and it's not the thing that required an inventory slot, but she is showing Lisa and not Vinny, as she says, sees that Lisa's kind of shaken up. Ugh.
Yeah, I think Lisa's shaken up for the first bit, and then I think maybe it takes her like a good half hour, but I think she comes to after that.
Folded in half in Joe's hand is a crew picture. It's physical, which is weird. But it's fine. It's the 70s. It's 70s, 80s. It's low budget, whatever. It's a picture. And it's folded in half. And she puts that towards Lisa, and she points at one of the people in the photo. And standing next to the person that she's pointing at is a younger Joe. And Joe says, "That's the captain."
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. This is from our second tour. It was a different planet. The sojourn to Earth was our third and my final. Yeah. But that's what she looks like if you happen to see her.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. USF is pretty scary, huh?
Yes. I defected for a variety of different reasons, but at a certain point, realizing that our own imperial culture was unsustainable and fundamentally extremely violent, I morally could not abide. I don't want to get involved with your military because I see the same tendencies in them.
Oh,
Conscription,
absolutely.
amalgamation.
That situation back there, we couldn't have talked our way out of it, could we?
No, absolutely not. And the camera cuts to the back of the folded photo with the blood of the military officer on it. And standing next to the captain is the military officer, Officer Lambda. On the second tour, she was our Chekhov. if we were to use the original Enterprise as the crew lineup. I'm just saying this.
I get you. Oh God.
They would have killed every single one of us. We did the good thing.
Right. Oh, right. We got to do something about the communication device.
Yeah, I guess yeah, you can have that chat. Like, what are you gonna do with the device? Do you include Vinny in this chat?
Full Link, would he be amenable? And would Joe understand that?
He's minimal, but what Vinny would basically do is either two things. One, it's the like, and I'm assuming like in like this show, like this is the next on like bit. It's either uh Joe and Vinny pulling off like a specific part that makes it less effective. So or it's the yes, they get this thing, but we get the whole UFO. One of those things where it's like, oh yeah, we got it. Nothing left, nothing usable, and we get all the other alien parts. Either option would have worked for whichever one you think is better. Either
Or
it's because
I have a suggestion.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
You can just claim that it was destroyed or is ruined,
yeah,
and you can just keep it for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah,
that
we could do that.
Would Vinny be down for that? I guess.
I mean, the argument would be that Vinny would make is more. We're still getting the military knows where we are, and lets us do what we do by ourselves because of the relationship. So, hence the why the lesser like instead of just saying it was lost and then potentially being found out. Now, I mean that would be the argument. But what Vinny like what you could do is probably sabotage that communications device so it's busted. Like we could give them a busted thing, and Vinny wouldn't know either way.
I think that's the option to take.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Lisa's okay with it, Nicole.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Yeah. So I think we'll kind of just like vignette that interaction with
Yeah.
Jerry. To we'll take the device, give you another hug, and promise to catch up with you in the non-official fashion. Vinny, I think he says,
Yep.
be nice to just come by and I don't know, just play some cards, hang out, shoot the shit, that.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Cuts to a cast on the left leg.
Mm. Yeah, don't worry. We'll send you some stuff, some compensation, but still. And it kind of makes it pats you in the shoulder where there isn't an injured arm attached to you.
I'm going with broken. I guess no. There's probably still a very sore arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, broken leg is specifically the harm that I've.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But left leg, so I could still drive technically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
It's.
Yeah. Any more last kind of shots or moments from any of y'all? From yeah, Lisa or Joe or even Vinny. What's kind of a parting shot we want to end the session on?
Joe is preparing for the next excursion to figure out where the captain is. That's her goal. Just go to as many places as possible, see if the captain's there, try to establish contact. And the picture is in center frame as she does so.
Yeah, Lisa's parting shot is her with Betty. And Lisa, I think in a compromise because she doesn't want to like harm the ski lodge. She goes out with Betty every day to go hunting. And I feel like Betty in spoiled pet fashion still like begs for cans of tuna. And so she still, I think Lisa still brings out a couple of cans to her as well.
Yeah, I was meant to bring it up, but Betty absolutely made it out of that scrap alive, fine. Myth that you left her behind, maybe, but
No, she's at the van. She
oh, okay.
knows what's up.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she was waiting for y'all. She wants to make sure you don't leave her behind, so she made it back to the van.
And then I guess the ending shot would be on Vinny, who is cast on the left leg in a room within the ski lodge, with what looks like the manual for the alien in the alien script, a notebook that seemingly trying to cipher, and what looks like a battery, an alien tech battery that's Vinny's working on. But of course, it's Vinny. So there's also he also just stops and then hits the boombox in the room, and it starts playing "Cruel Summer" by Bananarama.
Great.
To roll credits.
Yeah, I'll add one shot to that.
Yeah.
As credits are about to roll, I think we pan outside the window, and you see that like Al, our big giant moose, who won the fight against Mercy. Happy's still around, but I think Al won. I think like the music hits, and they just kind of like are standing up from their nap, and I think they start to like wander down the road. I think like they're making a migration of their own, and I think like things changing as they wander off and wandering down that Apocalypse road trip. Yeah, and that's our game. Thank you all so much for playing. That was a wild time.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Great
Gosh.
job, everyone. I want to say before we close out, the shirts are still available for the next 14 days. That's what it says on the website. So if you would like to support the National Network of Abortion Funds, which is doing some really, really important work in the United States after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, that would be super appreciated.
Hell yeah. And the Tiltify will be open for quite some bits after the stream. But that is it for for all the games. It was a great time closing it out. Thank you to Coffee and Fuink and Nicole for being great players. I love this misfit crew with their smiling and pacifist ways. Again, shout outs to Mynar Lenahan, designer of this game. It's a really interesting, great game. I really want to have the more time to put it to its paces for sure. You can check it out. That's the end of the stream, but the game, but not the end of the stream. We'll be back in a few minutes and have some of the server hosts and community heads come over and say their thanks and close out the stream proper. So stick around for the moment, but for now, that's good night from us and from the Apocalypse Road Trip. So I'll see you all in the server, folks, I guess, for another year and many more years to come. So thank you all. Good night.